All right. Looks like we are live. We are live. We are good, and we are live. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys, man. We're going to be talking about a lot of Nintendo content. I see a lot of you guys talk about, what is this Zelda? What? The new Zelda? Oh, man. Yeah, are you going to make a video? Don't worry, guys. We're going to get into it. There's a bunch of new rumors. Zelda 40th anniversary coming up next year. We've got, obviously, Age of Imprisonment being playable. We've got rumors of course, Twilight Princess HD, Wind Waker. Those have been around for forever, it seems. So we got a lot to talk about. Don't worry. We will get into all of it. Somebody asked if I'm going to make a video on it. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, we're going to talk about it here today. We're going to go over everything. But first and foremost, we got to say what up to everybody here. We got to do the shout outs. So if you're here in the chat, make sure you say what up. And I'll say hi to everybody here. Okay? Everybody here. All right? Let's see here. Dior. What's good, Dior? Party Man. What's up, Party Man? Jerry. What's up, Jerry? Welcome to the stream. David. People say, is it time for Zelda? Guys, Nintendo always has Zelda projects. I want to let you guys know in on a little secret. Nintendo's always working on Zelda. Nintendo's always working on Mario. I want to let you guys in on that secret, you know? They're always working on Mario, and they're always working on Zelda. It don't matter if it's a Zelda remaster, Zelda remake, Zelda re-release, Zelda NSO, Zelda brand new big Zelda. They're always working on Zelda. So you're always going to hear things on Zelda. They're always working on Mario. So you're always going to hear things on Mario, you know, or things with the Mario franchise. Whether it's Princess Peach Showtime, or Luigi's Mansion, or the next big 3D Mario game, or a remaster like Mario Galaxy 2, or whatever, right? They're always working on these things. So it shouldn't be too big of a surprise if there's rumors or if there's information of a new Mario or them working on Zelda or re-releasing something. They've been doing it now for decades. Like, literally, one of the first ever remasters or remakes in this industry, like remake collections, Nintendo did it. Super Mario All-Stars back in 1990. Ooh, I forgot exactly when, but early 90s. Completely remade the Mario games.
It's the holiday week, so I'm going to disappear because I'm going to be super busy, but I have forgotten land to get me through it.
Ah, there you go. Holiday week. Okay. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of orders, a lot of stuff on your end. Shout outs, Justin. Appreciate you hanging out with us even when you can, you know. Thank you for the big 3 first donor of the stream. Shout outs. Let's go. So let's see here. I'm that guy from Twitter that can't afford a Switch 2. You know what? I'll be honest. Julio, shout outs, man. I appreciate you. I don't remember everything. Oh, Julio. Okay, yeah, I do remember you. Okay, we just had that. I thought you meant like you haven't been here in a while on the stream. Okay, yeah, Julio. Like I said, man, once you save up a little bit, let me know. I got you for a little bit to help you out, my man. I got you. Shout outs. Thanks for coming out. I was like, you haven't been here for a bit. I'm like, I don't remember what you were talking about then, but I remember the conversation we had on Twitter. Yeah, I do remember that conversation. All right, what's good, man? I know it's pretty late in your neck of the woods too, so I appreciate you staying up late, you know, and hanging out for a bit. Let's see here. But I thought Nintendo forgot about Mario and Zelda. You know what? I think that's the meme, right? Isn't that like the meme Nintendo forgets about Mario and Zelda? That's the meme for sure. That is the meme that Nintendo always forgets about Mario. They forget about Metroid too. They forget about, like, I think that's definitely more of a meme for clickbait more than it is anything else, which is so funny. It's like, I don't think the people that even say it are even being serious at this point, you know? But yeah, is it Alley Bay? I think I'll probably make a video on it, but we'll see, you know, we'll see about that. Let's see here. Zelda Direct tomorrow. Let's go. Zelda Direct tomorrow. We also got a Pokemon Legends ZA. We've got a new Mega reveal on stream, not tomorrow, but the day after, I think on Thursday. So that's gonna be pretty cool. What's up, Tank? What's up, Moss Boy? Twilight Princess HD once again has been rumored for forever at this point. I do think that Nintendo's going to release it in some type of way, shape, or form. Whether that's a double pack with Wind Waker HD, whether that's by itself, or whether it's through the app, you know, NSO. Like, we're gonna see Twilight Princess. And I would not be surprised if it was at the upcoming potential 40th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda, which we're going to talk about here in just a bit. Let's see here. They also remade Zelda 1 on the Saddle View back in the day. Yeah, they did. That one was a weird one though, right? It was like a remake. Was it Zelda 1 or was it Zelda? Was it Link to the Past? But then like they inserted like a player, like user character, like where you basically like play as yourself. And there was like different missions and it was like timed and it was weird. So yeah, they did do that. Hey, what's up, Cyborg? Welcome. Kirby's 80. Kirby's not 80 for me. Kirby's 20. All you got to do is download the update. That's all you got to do. Let's see. Just door dashing. Okay. Shout out to Egomaniac. What's good? Yeah, Kirby's only $20 for me. I have the game. All I got to do is just pay the $20 and I get it. So it's 20. Let's see here. If you didn't get Forgotten Land on Switch 1, it's 80. If you didn't get Forgotten Land on Switch 1, it's 80 for Switch 2. Well, whose fault is that? Why don't you just go buy the game used, or just find the used copy of the game, then buy the $20 upgrade? Just do that. You can get it for below 80 if you want to. But if you want to buy it from them directly, sure, you pay 80 for that because you're buying the DLC on top of it, the upgrade pack and DLC. But if you want to get it for below 80, all you got to do is just find a loose copy of the game and just buy the upgrade pack. Bam. Let's see here. What's up, Johnny? Shout outs, man. Welcome to the stream. Listen, Nintendo does not a great job of telling people prices in a clear way. Prices in a clear way. I mean, they do, but I mean, if you feel that they don't, that's fine too. Let's see here. Johnny, what's up, Johnny? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, man? Shout outs. But OJ, I want to have ownership of the DLC. Well, there you go. You want ownership of the DLC. You want to be, I mean, you need the game to play it, so it doesn't matter. Oh man. Hey, what's up, 777 AZ, OG, double OG AZ? What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Let's see here. Prices are pretty clear in my opinion. Yeah, they are, but I mean, for some people they might feel that it's not. I mean, we all have different levels of how we perceive things. So for some people it might not be clear because, you know, Nintendo didn't walk up to them, you know, hold their eyes open and shove a certain number and say, this is the price of the game. You know, they make you read it, I guess, right? So for some people it's different, you know, like, and I'm not even saying that that's how Jason, you know, that he needs that. I'm just saying for some people, they just don't perceive things like other people do, you know, so that's fine too. So if he feels that way, that's fine. Then he can be confused and then he'll have to double check or rely on guys like me to help him out with the price. So I don't mind helping you. If you guys are ever confused on prices for anything, let me know. I'll help you out, all right? That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. So I'll help you out. So if you're ever confused or if it's not clear and you can't figure it out and it's too hard, I can do it for you. I can figure it out for you, or I can help you out. So there you go. You can just come here and I got you. I got your back. Let's see here. You're thinking of different Zelda game. That was on the slide of view. That was called the Ancient Stone Tablets. No. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. Let's see here. I meant parents and stuff, not us gamers. You didn't mean that, but it's okay, man. Parents and stuff. What are you talking about? The parents, the guys like us that are now parents. I'm a parent too. I got 2 kids. I got a 13-year-old, and I got two about to be 2-year-old. So I'm a parent as well. And I know, man, John's a parent. Lots of people are parents. My brother, he's a parent. You know, us, yeah, we're all parents too. Like, this isn't like 1993 where we grew up with like the NES. It's like now we're at the point, Jason, where a lot of the people that were kids when NES first came out, or when Super NES came out, or even when GameCube came out, a lot of those people are now adults with that you know, that grew up with tech and all that. This is not, oh, my grandma doesn't know, you know. So nah, it's fine even for parents. I mean, the prices are clearly displayed on there. You know, they are. But I mean, if they ever have any questions or any comments, there's always a place to call. They can always, you know, I don't know, look on the internet for help if they need help. So all that stuff's out there. I don't really think it's that confusing for parents and stuff. And even if you are a parent, I mean, if you have to navigate stuff like the Apple Store, you have to navigate a lot of these other places, Spotify. I mean, a lot of these places are 10 times worse than how they charge and how they do things. So if parents can somehow get through some of those stores and those stores can be super successful, I think Switch is okay. But that's the age-old thing is, parents don't understand anything. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. I mean, they can't understand. They can't look. They don't know. That's the argument that's been going down for like decades.
I need with prices. What is the price of the Xbox ROG Ally X? JK also think about the grandmas. How will they know what game to get? They go for a Switch 2 and come back with a Wii U. Lol, tears of joy.
Yeah. I mean, they just won't know, man. They just won't know which one's which. You know, they won't know. They'll be so confused. They'll come back. Yeah, they'll come back with the new Nintendo 3DS instead. You don't have to be quiet though, Jason. Feel free to speak your mind, my man. Don't feel the need to be quiet. If we razz you a little bit, it's just for fun. It's not because we hate you or anything, man. So don't feel bad. Feel free to speak your mind, and if it's something that we can make fun of, we will. If it's not, then we won't. But you don't have to be quiet. Trust me, I've gotten clowned on my own stream many times over things. People do it all the time. It happens. It's no big deal though, man. Let's see here. Shout out to my man Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono. Appreciate that. Shout outs. But yeah. I mean, if you walk in, you're looking for a PlayStation 5 Pro. You'll walk out with the Xbox ROG Ally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just these things are confusing these days. You know. There are adults that grew up with Wii now. Dang, there are adults that grew up with Wii now that where they have kids, because the Wii was 2006. So if you were a child, let's just say you were 8 or 9 years old in 2006. You were born in the mid to late 90s. I mean, you can be in your late 20s at this point, or almost 30. You know, if you were a child when the Wii came out. If you're or let's say a young teen when the Wii came out, you are now in the point to where you could also be having kids. So yeah, I grew up in the generation with arcades first and foremost, arcades and the NES. That's what generation I grew up in. I grew up old school, super old school. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up that way. So it's been a while, but yeah, I mean, it's not for parents. It's not always going to be completely, oh, okay, I know exactly what's going on. But I think it's pretty easy to sit there and say the text is pretty bold as well on there, with the pricing and all that. But I do think that there might be some confusion with people that don't know what they're don't know what an upgrade pack is and stuff like that. That could probably be a little confusing for some people, but they'll learn as they go along. Party Man Cart World.
I don't know, man. Apparently people can't tell that there is a big 2 on the Switch 2 box. It's so difficult, man. People will think that it is the 2DS or even the PS2. Maybe. Also, Mario and Zelda never release, man. We haven't gotten new games in decades.
It happens. Shout outs to Party Man. Thank you for the $5 donor. That does make you the stream ninja with the highest singular donor of the stream. Anybody does 5 or more, you can type or pass a Party Man. And remember, we've already got a few different donos that came in. You guys, make sure that you put in your music request in the messages. If you can't fit it, because Party Man's message was pretty big, just let me know in the chat or let a mod know, and I will get your music suggestions. So Party Man, if you want something, let me know. And also Justin, if you want something, let me know as well. We are up to 11 on the combo board, 4 away from that first 15-minute extension. We are trying to hit our 100 combo streak today to get to 21. Shout outs, guys. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to be 17 and grew up with my 2DS. Okay, grew up with the 2DS. Okay, yeah, you're super new school. I mean, the funniest thing, the example that I'll give of this is I was speaking with Max M Swizzle from the super popular channel M Swizzle. He has over a million, I think almost 2 million subscribers. Very good. It's kind of like, I know, it's kind of like an interesting channel. It's a very good channel. And I'll tell you what I said right after this.
Also, if I leave out any words in my messages, it's because I'm half awake. I got a nice 12-hour day.
Oof.
Lol. Also, I tried Kirby in the Forgotten Land on Switch 2 and the 30 FPS shocked me. I think I got spoiled, but the 60 FPS on Switch 2.
Yes.
Can I get SMB3 music?
Dude, Justin, I was just about to talk about that, or at least I talked about that last night in my stream, my super late night stream that a lot of you guys weren't able to come to. Dude, I played Kirby in the Forgotten Land yesterday on Switch 1, and man, dude, that 30 FPS did hit me like a ton of bricks. It really, which it kind of did back then, but it wasn't as bad in 2022 as it is right now at this point. Man, I think it's because I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, which targets 60. It does kind of go to 30 at times, I've been on certain boss battles where there are some frame rate dips here and there, but it's generally, pretty good at 60. Man, that 30 for Kirby, man, just felt like a little bit like slow motion at times, man, for Kirby. Now, for other games, it's not as bad at 30. It doesn't feel like it's at slow motion or anything, but that game in particular, oh man, I can't wait for that update, for that 60 FPS update. I think it's gonna be pretty good. All right, let's get some Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. 3 music. All right. What's up, Superpower Man? What's good? Welcome. What's up, Batson? Hey, Batson, big love last night, man. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for that big 22, man. I'm doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. General Zamora is here as well. What's up, General Zamora? Cyborg, remember when people were saying Switch 2 and Switch 1 look too similar? Grannies would accidentally. I mean, that could still happen for sure, you know. But at the end of the day, I think that, you know, the best thing that they could have done was probably call it Nintendo Switch 2 and put a big 2 on the box to help out as much as possible. I mean, there still might be some people that will still get confused, but at the end of the day, what else can you do, you know? I mean, you can change the color of the box, you can do a couple other different things, and that's fine too. But I understand from all sides, you know, for the most part, you know, I get it. But yeah, we'll see for sure once it kind of goes past like the first few stages of people. Big love. Thank you so much, Justin. Again, up to 9 on the Hokage board. You are definitely the early leader. Anybody that's $9 or more, you can tie up or pass up Justin. Get yourself a couple extra music tracks as well if you break the combo board here. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate that. Let's see. I pre-ordered Kirby. Never played it. Kind of hyped. Kirby, if you've never played it, you're in for a treat. It looks and runs incredible on the Switch 2. According to what Nintendo's shown, it's freaking mind-blowing. It looks so good, man. It looks so good. So, sorry, that's my boy in the background. I don't know what he's upset about, but he's upset about something. So, sorry about that, guys. Can you play Mario Kart World Music? I can play Mario Kart World Music right after this. I got back to Tears of the Kingdom with the update. Switch 2, the game looks smooth on Switch 2. Yes, it looks great. What's up, John? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? What's good? What's up, The Great Wild? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Big love, big love. Picked up Switch 2 Pro Controller yesterday and used my gift card to lower the price. I love how it feels, way better than the original. Yes, it feels very smooth in the hands. I like the Switch 2 Pro Controller. It's very good. But you know what I did for the first time yesterday as well? For the first time yesterday, I was playing video games with my daughter. First time that I played Switch 2 with her. She has not played Switch 2 with me. And we used the split Joy-Con play from Mario Kart World, which is pretty fun.
Also, something sounds different with your volume. Either you're quiet or the notifications are louder.
Oh, okay. I'm either quiet or... Oh, I know what's wrong with it. Okay, here we go. The desktop volume is too high. So it's drowning out my voice a little bit. That's what's happening. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the desktop volume is a little bit too high. So let me adjust this. Yeah, let me put up my mic to a little bit. Usually it's at 75. It was at 70. Thank you. How about right now, Justin? Any better right now? Mario Kart World Music. And thank you, Justin, for another $3 dono, getting us to our first extension. Thank you so much, man. 17, Justin, once again carrying with Party Man chipping in as well. Let's go, guys. Appreciate that. First one up. You guys know the deal. Combo breaks. And the Noah, the overclock coming through.
Overclock Buster!
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Next one up at 30 on the board. And we will get a 30-minute extension on tonight's stream. We got 15 minutes unlocked. Let's go, guys. Hit that like button, too. I mean, I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. That'd be great. Let's go. Get us hyped so we can get to that streak of 21. Doing great. About to get it in tonight. Hey, there you go. Vadsen. Appreciate you, fam. What's up, Matt Inside? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Everything's going well. Hope you're having a good day as well. I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. Beat DK Bonanza surprise ending. Game was great. Yes. Okay, guys. I finally beat Donkey Kong Bonanza. So, no spoilers. Of course, no spoilers. That doesn't mean you can say spoilers. But I finally beat it. Everyone's been asking me, did you beat Donkey Kong Bonanza? Did you beat it? Yes, I finally beat the game. I put 60 plus hours into it. I beat the game with like 700 something bananas on my first playthrough, which is way more than most people. Most people had like 400 or 300, maybe even some 500. I had 700 something bananas on my first playthrough, so I was doing most of the stuff. I will admit though that around the last world or so, I did just decide to just get what I could, but just let me just beat the game, then of course I can go back and get everything. So it was a near 100%. I mean, I really wasn't missing much. But yeah, there was a few things towards the end, the last world, that I just said, hey, let me just, I'm so close, let me just get this done, and then I'll go back, and because I'll have to go back and do stuff anyway, you know. So yeah, Bonanza's incredible. Definitely a game of the year candidate for me, right up there with Expedition 33 for sure. Very good game. Let's see, 600 plus bananas for me when I finished. Going back through and getting the stuff I missed. Yes, I'm gonna go back through and get the stuff that I missed as well. Or I didn't really miss much, but then there's also other stuff to do after you beat the game. So yeah, I'm gonna go do all that. Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza is incredible, man. Let's see here. Didn't like the post game? Oh my gosh, I love the post game stuff so far. I've played a little bit of it, and the post game stuff is incredible. This is one of the best post games that I've played. And usually Nintendo titles, the post game isn't as elaborate, but the post game here was actually pretty well done, in my opinion, at least. It's so far it's difficult and it's good, and they explain things a little bit pretty well. So yeah. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Gaming Mariner? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Let's see here. Nice Bonanza. I got 100% in that game. Nice. There you go. Still working on DK, going for the 100% though. Yeah. I'm gonna work on it a little bit more. I've been trying to get a few bananas here and there, but you know, I'm just going through at my own pace now that I got the game beat. No, I did not save up a lot of gold because I've been using the gold to get all the stuff all the way on the way through, so I'm gonna have to save up a lot more now. If you actually use the gold to find everything, you're not gonna have a ton saved up because it takes a lot of gold to get all the maps if you don't feel like digging for forever, you know. So I didn't have a ton of gold saved up, no, so I'm gonna have to resave it up. Let's see here. Shout outs to Mega Lee with the 30 months. Appreciate that, Mega Lee. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 30 months. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Your last vid was great, and share the same sentiment on next gen consoles too soon. We spent half of COVID with PS5. Without PS5s, we need a few more years of the games coming out. Yeah, like we do definitely need more of the games coming out. Like, and that's why I think that it's important that Microsoft and Sony don't launch it too soon. But even if they do launch the system too soon, I don't really care. You know, let them launch it too soon. Whatever, at the end of the day. If they want to launch it soon and they want to make it to where, you know, it's you know, $800 consoles or $700 consoles right there because of tariffs and because of technology, that's fine. But I'm getting kind of tired of it, I'll be honest. Justin with another 3, putting the stream on his back.
Spoilers, but if you do the post game, you won't have to worry about gold, really.
Yeah, that's true, because there's always a lot of it kind of around, you know. So that's what I've noticed because of situations that happens. So yeah, like I've noticed that there's a lot. So so yeah. Shout outs, thank you, Justin, with the $3 dono. My man's got his own Toby Blaster at the top of the board, the 15. Anybody does 15 or more, you can beat up my man Justin at the top. 20 already, 10 combos away from that first upcoming, or second more like it, 30-minute extension on tonight's stream. So we go for 2 hours and 30. We got 2 hours and 15 already locked in. Let's go. Shout outs, man. I appreciate that, Justin. Let's go, man. Appreciate it. Party man still holding strong with the 5-2 at the Stream Ninja. I wish Sony would mix up the small and big games instead of only focusing on big games. I mean, remember, guys, they messed up their whole lineup overall, so it is what it is. You know, they're gonna have to recover from that first, and then we'll see what they do going forward. I think that starting from like Saros and then going forward, I think they're gonna have a better lineup, you know, when it comes to a bit more consistent, because they still need some time to readjust after the what's it called, the Jim Ryan live service bonanza, you know. Yes, there is one layer where you can just do a bunch of gold farming if you want to, which I did farm a bunch of gold in that layer too. What's up, Nick93? Thank you for the 16 months of membership. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, OJ, football's almost here, man. I played some Fantasy Life the other night, and I'm already addicted to it. Great game. Yes, it's very good. I still got to pick up that game, the cartridge. Hey, OJ, are you going to check out the Kirby DLC this week? Yes, I am. Let's see here. I remember Miyamoto saying in an interview after GameCube came out that graphics didn't need to advance anymore. It should have been about game design. I mean, I think that there's definitely some truth to that. Like, game design really hasn't advanced much more than the GameCube era. I mean, like, what games are available now that weren't available on the GameCube era because of technology? We had open world games. We have third-person shooters. We have first-person shooters. We have all these different things. So from a gameplay perspective, I mean, developers still use Z targeting from the N64. There hasn't been a better system for third-person action games than what the N64 came up with, you know, overall. So yeah. VR is not console gaming. That's not normal console gaming. That's a weird apparatus that you strap over your head. So that's not the same thing. On top of that, like, there was Virtual Boy and there's other stuff back then, but obviously that's not as quite as in-depth as the VR now. But when it comes to gaming consoles and actual gameplay, it hasn't really advanced much, to be honest, because VR is not a standard and it's not available on like normal systems. Let's see, do you think that Sony will have a disk drive attachment for the PS6? No. Well, it won't be standard in there, but you'll be able to buy it separately probably, yeah. Like, so it'll be separate so you can play backwards compatible, but it's not going to come standard in the box, like, or in the system. No. Consoles aren't anywhere near ready for VR. The headsets are clunky as hell. The tech is just not there. Yeah, it's too expensive and it's not there. Although it is getting a little bit cheaper. But I mean, imagine if they started including VR tech with every system purchase. It's going to start ballooning the price of the system up. So there's no point. And VR just hasn't been adopted like that. Like, the PSVR failed. That flopped. Meta VR is doing okay, but still not anywhere near ready for mainstream or for everybody to be playing it. Let's see here. Good questions though. Good comments today, guys. Good comments. Let's see here. I'm always saying it's crazy how Elden Ring targeting system is maybe 10% different from Ocarina of Time. They really got it in one. Well, the thing about it is that the Z targeting system is used by so many developers. Many 3D action games use some form of Z targeting in order to, you know, fight enemies and stuff like that. Not all of them. Like, you have like the Nemesis system, and you have like other systems that are different that are pretty good for gaming today, you know, as well. But a lot of games still use the lock on an enemy, strafe here, strafe there, back, forward, roll one way or another, like that, like the basic Z targeting, which that was kind of perfected once again in the N64/GameCube era. So when it comes to most games, like most styles of games, things haven't really progressed too far since the GameCube with console gaming, like really. I think the N64 or the PS1, you couldn't really do open world games like you can do open world games now. But once the PS2 came around, I mean, you could, like GTA, you know, GTA 3, more like it. 3D open world game, character-driven open world game. Now, sure, you can make the worlds bigger, you can make them more detailed, but the basis of what they did with the open world and no loading screens from place to place and stuff like that, that's already been done. That's been done multiple times now, you know? Let's see here. That's what I meant, just like PS5 Pro. Thanks, bud. Yeah, it's going to be like PS5 Pro. I highly doubt Sony's going to put a disc drive in the PS6. I mean, if they didn't put one in the PS5 Pro, why are they going to put one in the PS6? So, VR is a fad, says Andres. Some people got literally vertigo from that thing. Never meant to be a mainstream thing. I can't play the VR. It makes me nauseous, so, I mean, I can't even play it, so, yeah. Like, I can't play it for very long. Let's see here. The PSVR was pretty good. Well, I'm talking about PSVR 2, like the most recent one. I'm talking about that one. That one flopped because it's just too pricey. Like, along like the the PS5 is you know $500 now at this point, you know, and then on PSVR is like another $300-400 on top of that. So, and then you have to buy the games, and then oh, by the way, your PSVR 1 games aren't compatible with your PSVR 2 games. They're not. There's no backwards compatibility. So that, I think that really shot them in the foot when they said no backwards compatibility. People were like, all right, I'm out. Like, I think if they had backwards compatibility, then I think maybe it'd be worth it. You can trade in your headset, or you can, you know, you can do whatever. But the fact that they said no backwards compatibility, or just because of technology-wise they couldn't do it, I think people just said, yeah, I'm out with the PS5 on that one. I'm good, you know. So, let's see here. Wonder Woman canceled the next Nemesis system release. Well, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean Nemesis system. My bad. I meant to say Batman Arkham, like that gameplay. My bad on that one, guys. Not Nemesis system. Batman Arkham style gameplay. Punish Sicilian with the $5 dono. Says they copyrighted the really cool for its Nemesis system. Just stop making games. Yeah, my bad, guys. I meant to say the Batman Arkham system. Like, not the Nemesis system. Sorry. So, like, Assassin's Creed kind of plays like that. Batman kind of plays like that. Those type of games, like, play like that. Where, like, you know, you can point a direction and fight an enemy, then, like, press a button to, like, do, like a counter. You know, like that type of combat system. Assassin's Creed and Batman do it, and there's a few other games that do it too. So I meant that system, not the Nemesis system. My bad. Thank you for the $5 dono though, Punish Sicilian. Appreciate that. That does tie you up with Party Man as the Stream Ninja. And that gets you on the board as well. We got a two-way tie at the top of the Stream Ninja board between Party Man and Punished. Anybody does 5 or more, you can tie up or pass up Party Man and Punished. We got a three-way tie at the top of the board. Shout out, man. Appreciate you, Punished. Appreciate you, fam. Punisher. Big love to Justin. Just another artist with a 1 month membership. Yo, what's good, OJ in chat? Have you seen folks patch the PC version of Sonic Crossroads and they're playing it offline right now? I did see something like that on Twitter. Juiceman Vaughn linked it, but yeah. Juiceman Vaughn linked that one, so I did see that. For VR to be considered legit, it needs at least a dozen or more games that are good or better than Half-Life Alyx. Yeah, good luck. Shout outs to Justin, man. Thank you for the membership, though. I appreciate that, fam. Big love. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Remember, if you drop a dono, make sure you put a music request in there. Punish that you got one if you want one. Justin, if you want one, you've already dropped multiple ones, so go ahead and drop another one if you want. So yeah. Let's see. What's the next sleeper hit? Anyone? I mean, what do you mean by sleeper hit? What's up, Mr. Davis? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing today? I want your comment on that. After Shadows of Mordor, they just stopped. Oh, I don't even play Shadows of Mordor like that. I don't care about the Nemesis system. So, yeah. If you really want my opinion, I don't care. I didn't really think it was anything that was groundbreaking or anything that was like, oh my god, I need to have in other games and stuff. So yeah, for me, I don't really care. Luckily for me, I don't care. But I know other people really like the Nemesis system. In terms of like, oh, I can control these enemies and then they transfer over and take over. Then I'll have my thing, oh, Nemesis. Oh, they're my enemy now. They're my friend. You know, like there's other ways to get it done. Like I don't think that system is like to where you couldn't do if you really wanted to have something like that. I know it's patented, but you can change a few things around and you can completely get around that. So I don't really, when people say, oh, they patented the Nemesis, like, I don't really care about that. Like if you really wanted to do the Nemesis system, you know, you can do it. You can change a few things around, you know. You can copy the homework and change a few things around, and I think you'll be okay. You know, I think you'll be fine. So yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I don't really care. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. I'm seeing all the hype around Shinobi. How do the old ones hold up? I never played any. The old ones are kind of being meh. But I mean, they're okay. Some people still they play okay. But I mean, I played Shinobi on the Genesis. Like I think it's on the Genesis app for NSO, and it's kind of rough around the edges. But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I got a review code coming for Shinobi. I just got to fill out something that my contact sent me. So I got a review code coming. So I'll definitely check it out. I should probably fill it out so I can get that in so I can start playing it. But yeah, we'll check it out for sure. Let's see here. Unless WB filed a lawsuit, I doubt they would file a lawsuit. I really doubt that they would, to be honest, man. It's got to be like where you try to copy. Not only do you copy the system, like bar for bar, but you also copy the style of the game. You make it look like Shadow of Mordor. Like if you make it look like Shadow of Mordor, you make it look like what they would do, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah. Or let's say, you know, yeah, you'd have to like copy it like completely, you know? You'd have to go like power old levels of copying, you know? Let's see here. Sup players, since didn't Mass Effect and Elder Scrolls have a certain type of Nemesis system? Mass Effect? No. Elder Scrolls? No. Not that I remember. No, I'm a big Mass Effect guy, and I don't remember any type of Nemesis system in those games. Sleeper hit game will be Powland. Powland, I remember that game. That game is trash. That's a rip-off of Pal World. It's a double rip-off. Beard looking great today. Thank you, Yo Kazoo. I appreciate that. Don't underestimate WBOJ. They might sue Lego for the Arkham system in Lego Batman. Yeah. Listen, man, I just don't think it would happen. I just don't think it would, you know, so I don't know. The Nemesis system is a very broad, it is so broad, man. Like, it's like, oh, you can't, what, so you can't take an enemy, the person that was not on your team and make them on your team now, and then also have it organized by rank and file? Like, come on. It's fine. Let's see here. Those San Francisco Bulls are doing it good this season. San Francisco Bulls. Yeah. Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls. And it's not NBA season right now. Let's see here. Speaking of Power World, notice how barely anyone cares about the Nintendo versus Power World lawsuit except a few YouTubers. No, I don't. I don't know. I mean, I see YouTubers talk about it. Like, all right, no, I don't see YouTubers talk about it. I see some people might still talk about it, but I don't really care. Like, I don't watch YouTubers who talk about, like, I muted Power World a long time ago. So yeah, I don't really look at you. I don't really watch YouTubers that aren't angry all the time, or, you know, like, I don't watch all the YouTubers that everybody thinks are really good. So in terms of, like, you know, drama YouTubers or news YouTubers, I don't really watch any of them, to be honest, man. So I don't really see what they're talking about, you know, to keep it a buck. Just figured it was San Francisco because of your Giants hat. I don't have a Giants hat, Yellow Kazoo. I think you forgot the conversation that we had. It's a San Francisco 49ers hat. So NFL, okay? So it's San Francisco 49ers, not San Francisco Giants. And this is a Chicago Bulls hat. This is Chicago Bulls, as in basketball. So yeah, Chicago, not San Francisco Bulls. Chicago Bulls. Okay, it's a joke. All right, good. I hope so. I didn't know. I thought you might have got me because you were cooked last time. Nemesis system is similar to the World Tendencies system in Demon Souls. That's what I'm saying. People can figure out another way to do it. Nice seeing some of the Ninja games kind of getting high scores on reviews like Ninja Gaiden Rampage, Shinobi, Ninja Gaiden, let's see here. Ninja Gaiden 4 should score really well. I guess 2025 is the year of the Ninja games. Yes, it is. San Antonio Bulls. There you go. Then I liked about the Nemesis system was that you lost to a certain boss, they would get stronger and move up the ranks too. Yep, there you go. Anybody, and if you lose to someone, if they move up the ranks, you're lawsuit incoming. Yeah, I'm not a Shadow of Mordor guy, so I'm sorry for those who, you know, who are Nemesis fans. I'm sorry. May your Nemesis rest in peace. May the Nemesis system rest in peace. May it rest in peace and sleep with the fishes in... Oh my gosh. So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You don't think you were cooked last time? Okay, my bad, Yokazoo. It's all good. Undertaker. Choke slam. They choke slam the Nemesis system. WB, they spent, what, like 5 years making a Wonder Woman game? Spent $100 million and then canceled it. WB. So that's the first thing that I said when I found out about that. WB. With that frog. WB. Oh my gosh, bro. I was like, bro, this company incompetent. Reminds me of that stupid frog. But yeah, we'll see about the Nemesis system. Anyway, let's get into some of these rumors, some of these what's it called? Some of these things that are going down. So Nash Weedle and Attack the Backlog podcast, they had a bunch of rumors that went down recently. So we're going to talk about those rumors. We're going to discuss all those right now. So first they get into like DLSS and Switch 2 games. And shout outs to Nintendo Prime because he watched this whole podcast and then he rounded up the information. Big love to Nintendo Prime for this one. So he says Nash Weedle notes that DLSS implementation in games for Switch 2, even from Nintendo, will primarily begin next year because they upgraded it on the platform this year. So apparently DLSS even got an upgrade this year that so if a game uses it, that's awesome, but next year will even be better. as well. So he uses Elden Ring as an example because it has a partnership with FSR, meaning it was never built to run with DLSS, and DLSS is likely not being used in the current demos we see, and could possibly get updated down the line to support it, helping improve performance. He also states that he calls out the media bias because on PS5 day one, Elden Ring would experience massive frame drops from 60 FPS to 25 FPS, but the media didn't really complain, instead calling it game of the year. But now that there are frame drops on Switch 2, it's a problem, even though the actual drops are much smaller compared to the target frame rate. He also did note, of course, that From Software mostly fixed these issues over multiple patches, which could happen to this version as well. Day 4, Night Studio met with Nintendo. That is David Solani, so that's Mario plus Rabbids fame. New studio, the guy who's director of both Mario plus Rabbids games. In January, a marketing campaign. Okay, so here's the big news with Zelda. In January, a marketing campaign begins with several dates related to Zelda. He doesn't know what it's for. Multiple dates would suggest it's not the movie, and it's possible Age of Imprisonment is coming out in January or February, so it could be related to that. What's weird is he was told this is a marketing campaign that will last all year. They have several marked dates throughout the year all about Zelda, probably for the 40th. Also, Nintendo is returning to honor, or returning to horror, not honor, horror. Think Eternal Darkness, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. So there might be a new horror game that's first party published. Second week of September for the General Direct, so we heard about that. Reiterating the previous statement that it will have to release, it'll have a release date for Metroid Prime 4 with an announcement for a Metroid Prime 4 Direct. But also now Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will get a release date, so for the Direct, I guess. Elden Ring and Final Fantasy dates will be in it as well. They don't know for sure, but things seem to be lining up for the 40th anniversary Direct to potentially be next week. 40th anniversary Direct for like Mario? Also in regards to the Direct, a lot of big company third-party games are showing up. Okay, so a lot of big third-party games are apparently showing up at the next Nintendo Direct. Was asked about Animal Crossing, says he's heard nothing new, but when asked he last heard the game was supposed to be out next year. I don't think, if Animal Crossing is coming out next year, they're definitely going to announce it either this year or early next year. But he'll update as soon as he hears more. I mean, it's been about 5 years since the last Animal Crossing release, so I mean, 6 years could be a thing, yeah. Says Doom the Dark Ages is coming to Switch 2, which we didn't know about that. It was a little more not necessarily related to Nintendo, and a bunch of fun conversations on the actual pod, making a video about this. But you can check out the podcast, Attack of the Backlog, Nash Weedle here. So there you go. Oh, snap. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, there you go. A lot of information, a lot of rumors, a lot of information in terms of that. So what do you guys think, man? A lot of stuff. Yeah, sounds like good stuff overall. I mean, I think anytime, like, as long as the longer the platform's on the market, the better things get, you know. And I noticed that, like, with Switch 1, there was always like a lot of, oh man, like the first few months, the first couple weeks and all that, it was definitely a little bit rough when it comes to third-party announcements, when it comes to stuff. But I think that things are moving along way quicker with the Switch 2. So yeah, I think so for sure. I think so for sure when it comes down to it. So yeah, things are moving along, you know. Things are moving along. Things are moving along. Yeah, Switch 2 already has momentum. Yeah, as long as Beat 'em Ups ain't reporting those rumors. Yeah, it's not from Beat 'em Ups, Pro Joe. It's not from Beat 'em Ups. Shout outs to Beat 'em Ups, but it's not from him, you know. Media bias against Nintendo, you don't say. I talked with this with Baron last night, and is there a media bias? I mean, yeah, sure, maybe. But there's also just a lot of, like, hating peeps out there, you know? Like, I think there's also a lot of that, too, so... Sometimes it's hard to, you know, get the two. Sometimes we get the two confused. But yeah, I agree. There's definitely some media bias here and there. Why are so many Nintendo YouTubers really obsessed with Nash Weedle or Switch Force leaks? Haven't they learned anything from Wood Beat 'em Ups Lied? Well, I mean, I don't know why you'd compare Switch Force to Wood Beat 'em Ups. I don't think Switch Force You know, I don't think Switch Force did anything in terms of like what Beat 'em Ups did for like his test or experiment. So I'm not sure why you're saying haven't they learned anything from that when Switch Force never did that and he's gotten the information correct. Now, once again, I don't care that Switch or that Beat 'em Ups did that. You know, that's his prerogative. I'm not like angry at him or anything like that. He did what he did and he explained it. He talked about it multiple times, but Switch Force and Nash Riddle haven't done that. So I don't know why you're trying to compare them to what Beat 'em Ups did, you know? Let's see. I heard the FF7 remake looks really good on Switch 2. Yes, Digital Foundry said that it looks good on Switch 2. So we'll see. We'll see once the game comes out. Just saw Sonic Crossworld stuff. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Let's see. I haven't seen a new console moving this fast in like ever. Yeah, it's moving pretty quickly. I mean, in terms of things. The problem is that the last couple consoles that we've gotten, there's always been some type of nonsense. You know, Switch 1, nobody thought it was going to do well, so developers didn't prepare for it. PS5, Xbox Series, COVID, slapped game development, slapped the release, shortages everywhere. So it really, we haven't had a clean release. The Switch 2 was the cleanest release that we've had in a decade plus. The last clean release that we had, even the PS4 dealt with shortages. Xbox One did deal with shortages too, but the game flow for PS4 and Xbox One wasn't as clean. But I would probably say those two were probably pretty clean launches overall as well. So, but it wasn't a worldwide launch for the PS4. So to me, you got to launch worldwide for it to be a super like perfect, you know, clean launch. You got to have worldwide and enough systems to at least satisfy 2 to 3 million people worldwide, right? PS4 did not launch worldwide. It launched it launched later in Japan. So that's not a completely clean launch in my opinion. Let's see here. But yeah. Let's see here. Throwing safe titles. Throwing safe titles coming. Well, safe titles are usually coming, so that makes sense, you know. Cross was looking like it'll be a good game, which is good because team racing was not my jam. Also offers competition for Mario Kart. Yeah, I'm always down for more competition and more, you know, more stuff. So that's good. Anything that'll be more competition, more genres, more just good games. That's good for the consumer, you know. Any plans to play Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered? Looks very good. I'll probably play. I don't know if I'll stream it or anything, but I'll probably play it on my own time. Yeah. Wood is not dumb. He knew that everything he says about the leaks would be taken seriously for the next, to a big extent. Ergo, his experiment was rubbish, but oh well. Yeah, I do think that maybe there was part of that. I mean, he's obviously a big YouTuber, you know, so people did feel that, like, yeah, they, you know, that. But I do think that he was actually trying to look at it from like an experimental purpose. I do think that he wasn't lying about that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, he is a big content creator, so people are going to take what he has to say, at least at least report on it. You know, I reported on it. I didn't say it was like 100%. I said, hey, we have to wait and see. But I mean, now I know, you know, like, I'll be a bit more careful. And I don't report on everything too. Like, we get a lot of rumors. We've gotten a lot of rumors, and I don't report on everything. I did report on Switch Force stuff because Switch Force did get some stuff right. But Nash Riddle reported on other things, and I didn't make a video on it. I mean, I might make a video about some of this stuff here. But I'll probably make a video like on what Switch Force said recently. Actually, I did make a video talking about that, but I'll talk about some of the other stuff as well, because Switch Force said it first when it comes to the mid-September Direct, and now VGC and other people are backing that up. So let's see. Switch 2 Elite was, except for the dev kit issue. The thing about the dev kit issue is that we don't know who have dev kits and who doesn't. It's just people saying that people don't. But pretty much every single major third-party developer that we know of has a dev kit. So that's I don't think that it's a not clean launch because of a dev kit, because we don't know who does, we don't know who doesn't. Nobody's actually coming forward. So to me, it's still a clean launch because, one, the dev kit thing wasn't at launch. That's afterwards at this point. And two, we still don't know who they're talking about. It's probably indie devs, right? It's probably smaller indie devs. So dev kit stuff is not something that normal us, that we have knowledge of or anything like that. Or like, I don't know what the criteria is or whatever the case is, because people didn't talk about dev kits with the PS4, Xbox One, or even the PS5 and Xbox Series. People didn't talk about that. This is a Nintendo thing. This seems to be unique to Nintendo with this dev kit stuff. So yeah. So I don't really think that that's like oh my god, it's like we don't even know. That's the problem that I have. Is like I don't know who it is who doesn't. It's like Capcom, Square Enix, like all the developers that you know of, they all have it. Like I said, it's probably indie devs, you know. And once again, I think Digital Foundry said like even some bigger devs, and Nate the Hate also confirmed some bigger devs, but they don't say who. and all the big devs that we know of have it. So it's hard for me to sit there and say anything like, okay, well, I hope it gets better later, but you don't really know, you know. That's the unfortunate part. Nobody actually said anything like who it is, which is, I get why they did it, but it's probably just indie devs. That's what it seems like to me. Why not make the regular Switch 2 a dev kit, unlock it from Nintendo? You can't do that. You can't make a regular Switch 2 dev kit. I don't know what you're trying to talk about, but it's not a Transformer, Projo. Just start Trails of Cold Steel 2 on Switch 1. I'm a bit puzzled that game says you can get a collab content if you have Trails Reverie save data. What? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Minato Mario, but shout outs, dude. I hope you enjoy or whatever that is that you're doing. I hope you get that done. But I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's see here. I think that there's way too much overreaction to third-party games issue for Switch 2. Things will start rolling out soon. Need to be patient. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Nintendo Direct, and I'm waiting for next year as well to kind of see things roll out. So yeah, to me, the whole dev kit thing, it's kind of hard because pretty much every major company that I play games from has one, and nobody's actually came forward to say like, oh, well, I don't have one. Like, no indie developers have said it. So I'm not saying that it's not there, but I just don't know who they're talking about. So it's hard to say, okay, sure. You know, like, okay, sure. Helix with the $10 dono. Yo, let's go. Getting us past that first. Or it's more like second. Second combo breaker. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Helix says, OJ, great stream, brother. I'm hoping to remake Ocarina, man. Play some Key We've Lost Xenoblade X. Okay, I got you. Key We Lost Xenoblade. Shout outs, man. Thank you so much.
I'm glad I have been busy. I missed this dev kit arc.
The dev kit arc is still ongoing. The dev kit arc is still ongoing. So when we get the next Nintendo Direct and there's a bunch of third-party developers, it'll disappear for a while, and then some developers that don't have it, they'll start talking about it again. So it's gonna be an in and out thing for probably the next 2 years, I would say. We're gonna see the dev kit arc is gonna be that. So the dev kit arc is definitely gonna be a thing. Xbox, shout outs to my man Helix. That does make you the stream ninja. Yo, hitting it at the top. Hey, I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you so much, Mr. Helix. $9.99. Anybody does $9.99 more, you can beat up Mr. Helix. He just wiped the board. Let me get the Key We've Lost. Thank you so much, Mr. Helix. Anybody does that, you can beat him out. Appreciate that. 38 on the board too. Shout outs to Justin with another $3 dono, extending his Hokage lead to 18 as well. Thank you guys so much for your support, man. It really helps out the show as we strive to hit that 21 combo streak. Yes, sir. We out here tonight, man. I appreciate that. So Xbox systems can be dev kits. I think that's what he's saying. Nintendo Switch is not an Xbox. Xbox is like basically like a little PC, right? So Switch 2, Switch 1, they're not Xboxes. Let's see here. I want to see Atlas cooking for the Switch 2. Well, we got Persona 3 Reload already. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more coming out from them. I'm almost Metaphor's coming, so there's going to be more. But the fact that Atlas is already here on the Switch 1 in the first number of months, that is a very good sign. Very, very good sign. I mean, Sega just in general. Sega already has multiple titles. So, yeah. So, I'm guessing they're talking about how Xbox Series... Okay, yeah, I already answered that. I think Nintendo learned a lot from the PS5 Xbox Series debacle in 2020. Things, flowed a lot more smoothly from the reveal to launch. I mean, I think that Microsoft and Sony were kind of screwed because of COVID. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything that they could have done, to be honest, outside of whatever they did. I just start Talks 2, and it says that you can get extra stuff if I have the Reverie save data. I thought you could not start Reverie if you haven't finished all Talks series. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know, man. Shout out to Monad. Once again, I have no idea. Like, you know, whatever you're talking about, cool, you know. I support you. Whatever extra save data or whatever thing that you're getting or whatever it's saying, I agree, or I disagree, or whatever you're saying. If you're confused or if you whatever you're saying with that, I agree with you, or I agree with your viewpoint. How about that? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't. In terms of like save data and stuff, I haven't done that, so I don't know. But yeah, whatever you're saying, dude, I agree with you. Let's see here. How many days in the week do you hit the weights? Probably like 3 to 4 days out of the week. Yeah, I just finished Talks 1. It's not great, in my opinion. Okay, got you. Shout outs, man. It's all good. According to Microsoft, Switch 2 is now the Xbox. All right, so now to turn that into a dev kit. There you go. Also believe the Xbox did that, especially because it came out during COVID. Makes it easier for devs in lockdown. Maybe. I'm not really sure. Either way, like I said, this dev kit thing will work itself out as we get more games and as the system goes along. So more devs will get dev kits, more developers will do stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things to where us talking about it, what does that do? I mean, it's not oh my God, the fans are saying they're not getting dev kits now. What are we going to do about it? Okay, I guess we got to pump out more. It's like, they'll get around to it. If they don't want to, if they want nobody to make games on the system, and nobody will make games on the system and it'll fail. How about that? So there you go. So it's going to fail. They're not going to give anybody dev kits, and we're never going to get any other third-party games. It's just going to be whatever we got right now. So there you go. We can always go that route too. So yeah, they're not going to give any more. Nobody else is getting any, and it's going to be that's it for third-party games. That's it. That's done. Nobody else is getting any dev kits. So we can just go that route. So there you go. So yeah. Let's see here. Also believe Xbox did that especially because, okay, I already read that, my bad. Justin with another $3 dono coming in. Yo, Justin with the 21.
Which third party do you think has been doing good ports? Also, which one has been doing bad ports? My vote is for Bandai, just pretty much anything with their name on it for now.
Yeah, Bandai's probably right now, based off the limited information that we have, Bandai's probably the worst or one of the worst. The best is probably Sega. They've put out the most, and that stuff's been pretty good. Outside of the game key card situation, the ports run pretty good. Sonic Cross Shadow, Yakuza 0, pretty much all the games they put out are all run and play good, minimal bugs and stuff like that. So I'd probably say Persona 3 Reload's coming, obviously, you know. So yeah, I'd probably say Sega just for the sheer volume of games that they have. So yeah. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Another $3 dono. 21 on the board. Anybody does 21 or more, you can beat up my man Justin. Time up. Remember, if you drop a dono, make sure you put your music request in there as well. I will play a video game track, and we are super close to the 45 extension. We already got a 30-minute extension on today's stream. We are going 4 more combos for the 45-minute extension. Let's go, guys. I appreciate that. Let's see here. OJ putting chat in timeout. Deserved. I didn't put. Hey, listen. I'm just saying, like, they're gonna do what they do. Whatever they do, they're gonna do it. So, whatever, you know. It's one of those things where, as long as they're announcing new third-party games, which they're going to, as long as they're gonna announce more and more and games are coming out, I don't mind. But pretty much all the developers that I like have one, you know. Obviously, you know, Marvelous, they have one. Daemon X Machina, Level 5 has one. You know, Deca Police, Fantasy Life, all those games. Sega obviously has one. Capcom has one. You know, Square Enix clearly has one. Oh, I'd also say Square Enix. Square Enix and Sega, those are the two best third-party developers on Switch 2 right now. Yeah, Square Enix and Sega. You know, those two. Koei Tecmo clearly has one. You know, Gearbox, 2K, EA has one. I mean, all the devs that I'm going to play the games from what I know, have one. Now, once again, there might be some that I'm not thinking about, and obviously there's probably some bigger ones that I'm missing. But yeah, there's probably some indie devs, too, that are out there that obviously don't have it. So I think, once again, that'll fix itself over time. Let's see here. It's funny how we already got like 3 to 4 arcs in the Switch 2 era. The arcs will not stop. What did I tell you, party man? Like, when we got past one arc, it'll go to the next arc. When we got past the price arc, the Mario Kart, the $80 arc, the Switch 2 price arc, it's just gonna go from one arc to another. Like, seriously, it'll never end, dude. It'll never end. So get ready. It's gonna be a generation. It is gonna be a generation. Let's see. Mina the Hall was more fun than Square Enix Elliott game, in my opinion. I mean, listen, I love Mina the Hollower. I think it's fantastic, but I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. But yeah, Mina the Hollower is very good. But I don't know, man. That Elliott game, The Adventures of Elliott, is actually pretty dope, dude. It's really good. But yeah. Let's see here. Now that's the Game Key Card investigation arc. Yeah, the Game Key Card investigation. That's gonna be a whole thing. That's gonna be a forever thing. The Game Key Card. This generation's gonna have as many arcs as One Piece, bro. It's gonna have as many arcs and as many episodes as One Piece, bro. It's gonna be like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Many different faces, different JoJo's, different faces for each arc. You know, but it's gonna go on like part 3. You know, there's gonna be those arcs. I think key cards are like JoJo part 3, just super long and wacky. Wacky. I've seen people say the craziest things. Nintendo needs to force them to put their games on there. I hope Nintendo reverses their decision. I hope people are phrasing it as if Nintendo publishes games for third-party developers, as if they literally tell them, "Hey, do this." Like, we've got all sorts of nonsense. It's wild. Like, people are just saying whatever they feel like now at this point because they're so angry. They don't listen. So at this point, I like to just make fun of it. It's bizarre. Once again, that's why I said the keycard arc is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It is weird, for sure. It is weird. Just want to add that first remake before Trails for Super Crazy where you start the series. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem, Bernardo. Let's see here. Now the Game Keycard. Okay, I already read that. This generation. Okay, I already read that too. I'm freaking off on this. I think it was Banana Suit Alex hinted how Nintendo did the dev kit shortage on purpose to boost more Switch 1 sales. I don't see how that makes any sense. That makes zero sense. That's why I told you that person has mental issues. Like, I told you that person has mental issues. That makes zero sense. Nintendo did the dev kit art shortage to boost Switch 1 sales. What does that even matter? Like, what does that even matter? Like, that makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. Switch 1 sales aren't going to be boosted because of dev kits, because of that. Like, that's not going to boost any Switch 1 sales, you know. He has no idea what he's talking about, just like lots of things. Those people are people saying we're born in a decade after N64. They have no idea. That's an arc Nintendo already learned from. Yeah. The Game Keycard arc was actually an arc that that was from I would say the NES, the Super NES, the N64, but really the N64 was when it came to its peak. You know what I'm saying? And they got the bad ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like it was like Castlevania or something like that. It was like, you know, you have like Simon Belmont, you have like Richter, you have like, you know, you have like Julius. You have like these different Belmonts in each arc, you know? But then there was like the bad ending of Castlevania, like when you don't do what you're supposed to do, and then like Dracula wins or something like that, or like he comes back. It was like that. The N64 was definitely the bad ending arc, you know? Like, that was definitely that, because Nintendo didn't care. Not that he didn't care, but they didn't listen. But those same problems with cartridges were actually throughout the NES and the Super NES era. The difference was that Nintendo had more of a stranglehold on third-party developers, so they kind of just like had to. But with the invent of the PlayStation 1, that's when it was like third-party developers like, we don't have to do this anymore, and we won't. And they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo said, you got to make cartridges, and third-party developers were like, no, we don't. And they literally just said, screw you, and went to PS1. You know, so once again, the prices of cartridges were also expensive as hell in the NES era and in the Super Nintendo era, but it was a little bit different in terms of like how Nintendo's position was. There was no competitor that was as strong as PlayStation. When Sony got in with those super cheap PS1 discs, the third-party developers bailed. They jumped ship, you know, they completely jumped ship, you know? So that's what Super Power Man's talking about. This arc with Game Keycards is a learned lesson from the N64 era. Third-party developers wanted Game Keycards. They wanted them. They wanted a way to cheaply make the games and have a retail presence. That was Nintendo saying, hey, look, we'll do that. We can do this then. This is what we can do. And they did that. That's it. You know? So there's really not any other there's not really any other scenario outside of that. That's what it was. That's it. Like, people like to think of it, there's some type of crazy conspiracy. Like, I see it on Twitter all the time, and it's like, there's no conspiracy, man. Cartridges are expensive. Some developers are going to pay for it. Can they afford it? Of course they can afford it. Can you afford... I don't know. People can afford lots of things. That doesn't mean they're going to want to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's essentially what it comes down to. As a consumer, I want them to pay for it, but they don't have to. If they want to, that's fine. You can support them. If they don't, then they don't. Then don't support them. You know, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. You're a consumer. I'm a consumer. I'm a consumer guy, so I say, hey, look, if you don't like it, don't support it. Support the ones that do, and then that will hopefully inspire change. But saying, look at this, I can't believe they did that, like doing all this like weird stuff and not even understanding why it's there in the first place, that doesn't make any sense. Just support the games that do, and the games that don't, then don't. But like trying to turn it into a conspiracy or turn it into see, an indie developer did it, why can't they? This is an excuse. It's like, dude, they didn't feel like paying for it. Duh, it's about money. Like, it's always about money. Same thing with the N64. They didn't feel like paying for the cartridges. They could developers make more N64 games? Of course they could have. Did they feel like paying for the cartridges? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, Absolutely not. They didn't feel like paying for the cartridges. The only reason why Nintendo's getting support right now is because of the position of the Nintendo Switch 1. The Switch 1 came out and sold like gangbusters, so developers were more inclined to figure out a way to get games out on Switch 2. Do they need the Switch 2? No. Western developers do not need Switch 2. No. They don't need Switch 2. Do Japanese developers need Switch 2? Kinda, yes. Yes, they kinda do. They do and they don't. Some do, some don't. But a lot do. You know, so, but Western developers don't need Switch 2. They don't need it at all. You know, well, major Western developers don't need it at all. A lot of them didn't even put anything out on Switch 1, or they put the cheapest crap on there. You know what I'm saying? And they just said, oh, wow, let me just sell this. So they don't need it. The Xbox and PlayStation are still their cash cows. PC, mobile, those are still their cash cows. They're going to still make most of their money from there. Switch 2, Switch 1 isn't going to be a big factor in that for a lot of Western developers. But, I mean, I think they definitely wanted it for sure. Let's see. Banana Guy said that a lot of things that are wrong with about Switch 2. Oh, well, remember, one said that Nintendo sued Yuzu so Nintendo can use the emulation tech for Switch 2. That makes no sense. Yeah, that makes zero sense as well. At least they aren't crazy enough to attack the ones who bought Switch 2. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know. Seriously. Epic Globster. What's up, Epic Globster? Or they pass the cost of the consumer. Some carts cost more on Switch 2 compared to other consoles. Well, yeah, I think that's going to be the new thing going forward. If sales don't do well, right, if the game key cards don't do well, they're going to do one of two things. They're just going to, one, eat the cost. So some developers will eat the cost. If it's a game that they think that will sell, they'll eat the cost. Or two, they're just going to pass the cost on to us. So that's what they're going to do. So like Mortal Kombat, for example. That's that's $10 more. Which, by the way, they did that with the Switch 1. There was many times where the Switch 1 version of a game would cost more than the PS and Xbox because the cartridges were more expensive to produce. So even with Switch 1, that happened. So I'm pretty sure that's with Switch 2, the cost is even higher. So I think that they're also going to pass the cost on. Like if people just reject the game key cards and they force them to do everything on cartridge, it's going to come out to where the games are just going to cost $10 to $15 more. And if that happens, I need all those people to make sure that they buy it day one too. Make sure that they buy it day one, like if that's the case. So, yeah. Player, I just buy third-party digitally on Switch 2 to avoid the game key cards and fiasco altogether. I mean, once again, like I'm not a huge fan of digital myself. For a lot of big games, I like to have my physical cartridges. So I'm not really gonna be buying too many game key cards or too many digital games. But we'll see. There might be some that I'll buy. Like I'll probably pick up Bravely Default at some point. I'll probably get like Octopath Traveler 0. I'll probably get that too. So there'll probably be a few that I get like that, but I don't know how many, to be honest. We'll see. But yeah, that's an option too. That's also an option. What's up, Anthony Smith? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Big love, Anthony Smith. Shout outs. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. We're talking about the most recent situation with Nintendo and the Nintendo Direct. Apparently, it's going to be happening September 12th or mid-September. And there's going to be big third-party games revealed there. There's going to be a bunch of different, obviously, first-party stuff. It's the big one that we've been waiting for, according to Switchforce. So it looks like that's going to be a thing. That's going to be happening as well. So yeah, look out for that, guys. We got to talk about that a little bit more. You know, got to talk about that as well. So yeah. And I know this was talked before. Biggest reason Switch 2 boycott failed is also because so many grifters who called boycott who still bought Switch 2 at launch, not just Mudaharm. Yeah, maybe. What exactly is Octopath Traveler 0? It's a prequel to the original Octopath Traveler game. It's essentially the mobile game, and it's repurposed into a console game, essentially. So that's really what it is. But it's basically like a prequel, or like the first one in the series. But it also links all the other games together. But yeah, it's basically, it's more Octopath Traveler. So it's more Octopath Traveler, but the origins of the game is the mobile game, the continent or whatever mobile game. And then they repurposed that. They added some things, repurposed it, added content, and then made it into a console game without the microtransactions and all that. But there's like town building elements, you create your own character, so it's a little bit different in terms of compared to Octopath Traveler 1 and 2. Also, you have 8 characters on screen instead of 4, so yeah. And you can recruit a lot more than just 8. You can have like I think up to 30. Like you can use characters from like the whole series and like new characters and stuff. So yeah, you can tell that it's the bones. It's the mobile game repurposed. So at this point, I'm just sitting here with popcorn. All arguing and fighting is happening. Yeah, honestly, really don't like. I really don't care about games being on game key cards. I always prefer true physical, but never straight digital. Yeah. Let's see here. Why did it look like it had sim elements like town building, or I misread the trailer? Yeah, I just said that. I said it has town elements. It has town building elements. It does. Like you can build your town, then it'll give you like benefits like more health, or you can house more people, or you can recruit more. You know, so it'll do stuff like that too. Once again, I think that was in the mobile game. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I didn't play the mobile game. But yeah, there are town building elements of it as well. So yeah. Do you think it's mainly game collectors that are upset about game key cards? Yeah, it's mainly people that grew up with like physical games. Yeah, mainly people that collect games, like do collection videos, things like that are upset with that. Yes, I mean obviously if you're all digital, then then you're not really upset unless you're a grifter. If you're a grifter looking for content, then yeah, you're somehow upset about game key cards while you support all digital Steam. So grifters are upset, but they're not really. They're just looking to make money. Let's see here. You think we're gonna get Xenoblade patches? Yes, at some point. Probably before they announce the new game. Yeah, no problem, Super Hard Man. I talked about it more in a video, but I that's why I need to start titling videos independently, so people can see exactly what I'm talking about with certain stuff. Let's see, there's always grifters. There's always going to be grifters. There's always the grifters that are just looking to, make up stuff or looking at to just be whatever. So yeah, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Appreciate you guys coming out to the stream. If you guys have comments on the Nintendo Direct stuff, once again, mid-September is what we're looking at when it comes down to it. So, man, it's going to be interesting, man. Legend of Zelda potentially happening. 40th anniversary, we got some stuff there as well. So that's also going to be a thing. That's also should be a thing at least. So so yeah. Let's see here. Alarmo 2. There you go, man. Alarmo 2. If you guys have questions too, make sure you drop your questions in the chat. Be more than happy to answer all of them as well. So I'm pretty sure I'll do like a prediction show for the Nintendo's, like for the Switch 2 like Direct. I'm gonna do like a prediction show for that as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a prediction show where I go over different things and I talk about stuff in that line of way as well. So there's gonna be that, so that should be fun. All right, gonna get into some other topics here too. Yo, GS, yo, what's up, GS? Out with the Ninja Peach.
What's good, OJ?
What's up, man?
It's been a hot minute.
It has.
I just bought that janky hand grip and battery bank. Looking forward to checking it out. Hope you and your family are doing well.
Yes, I'm doing good. GS, it's good to see you here. Welcome. Appreciate the $5 dono. Combo breaks. That does get us to our overclock here. You guys know the deal. Lego.
Overclock Buster.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Mr. GS. Thank you for the $5 dono. Overclock in the house. And yeah, 45-minute combo extension. Next one up at 60. Just about 14 combos away. I know we can do it. Let's go. Big love, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see here. Those people that listen to the Post game key cards are those who spoke out against Sony and Microsoft using disk key codes or Valve's ownership. I mean, maybe. If the Direct comes before the 40th anniversary of Mario, it will be crazy. 2 days will be very busy for Nintendo. Well, I mean, yeah, we don't know when Nintendo's gonna have the actual, like, they could have the celebration like not on the same day as well, so yeah, but we'll see. But I think that they definitely are looking to do A lot of cool stuff in September as they get ready for the months of October, November, December are going to be huge for the Switch 2. Like, that's the first holiday. That's when Nintendo's stocking up on systems. That's when they really want to make sure that they have enough to sell to people. So it's going to be really big. Like, this is a crucial time period coming up here, the holiday season, for the Switch 2's first holiday, when people are buying stuff. So they're going to be doing way more spending. You're going to see way more advertisements. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of games coming. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty fun, for sure. Epic Globster says, did you see the one guy that actually managed to beat Elden Ring Switch 2 demo boss on the first try? And this demo seemed to be running at a much smoother 30 FPS compared to the other footage. I didn't see that because I don't care about Elden Ring. So, nah, I didn't watch. I don't care. Whatever he did, that's cool. You know, good for him. But Elden Ring, it's like 3 years old, and I don't care about the game. So I'm not actively seeking out information. I'm not like, wow, 30 frames or 60. I'm not doing all that, man. It's like, I'm tired. Like, so whenever the game comes out, we'll check it out when it comes out. But like all this stuff beforehand, like, it's just a bit much for me. So I don't really care too much, man. I'm focused on some of the games that I'm looking forward to. So I don't really care about Elden Ring. So I don't be seeking out footage and going, look, that footage looks, trying to psychoanalyze footage of Elden Ring. I don't care. So yeah. OJ is just real. Listen, guys, I don't have time for arcs that aren't worth my time. So like game keycard arc, it was worth my time. We've talked about it, whatever. You know, third party arc, okay, we talk about that. But like, you know, Elden Ring arc is not an arc worth arguing or worth getting into. I talked about it a little bit, but I'm not gonna drag it out. Whenever the game comes out, we'll see when it comes out. You know, so there's that. So. I'm not dragging out games that are probably 2-3 months out arcs. Like I'm not doing all that. It's August. So yeah. Yo, Clabby with the Ninja Peach. Thank you so much. No message, just the 5. Appreciate you, Clabby. Thank you so much. 51 on the board. So much closer to that combo breaker streak of 60. Then ultimately to the 100 combo breaker. Let's go, man. And Justin with the 3.
I tried out the Hello Mario. I'm glad kids today get to grow up with something like what we had with Super Mario 64 title screen. I can't pretend to care about Elden Ring. I'm sorry, kinda. Not really.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah, I mean, I think the internet tries to like vortex you in. Thank you, Justin, for another $3 dono. That gets you to 24 on the board. By far the Hokage. Anybody that does 24 or more, you can tie up or pass up Justin. Thank you so much, man. 54 on the board combo breaks. We are so much closer. Overclock's coming through. 6 more for the 60, of course. And then the platinum streak within grasp. But yeah, people try to vortex you into arguments and conversations, and it's just not worth it, you know, for a lot of this stuff. It really isn't. There's too much like lit stuff coming out. Hollow Knight Silksong comes out literally next week. I repeat, Hollow Knight Silksong on the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out next week. Is this not the best rollout that we've gotten? Yo, Clabby doing cleanup with the $6 in your pockets. Shout out to my man Clabby. Thank you for that support, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $6. Getting us to 60, and you guys know what time it is, and you know what that means. The flame clock. Cooked. 1 hour max. We are going the distance, but we are still going for that platinum streak at 100 combos. So shout out to my man Clabby. I appreciate you. Let's go. Thank you guys for your support. We have in our grasp 40 more combos to get to the platinum 21 streak. Let's go. Appreciate that, guys. Blazing Blazers. What up, Blazing Blazers? We need a new arc. I don't know what the new arc's gonna be. We've had a Metroid Prime, like Metroid Prime arc, Metroid Prime 4 arc. Big love to Clabby though, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for batting clean up there. Not really an arc, but seems only those Steam Deck fanboys who pays attention to how well third-party games did run on Switch 2, so they can feel better at Steam Deck, still better than Switch 2. I don't even know why we mention Steam Deck so much, Minato. I really don't know why we mention it so much. Like, Steam Deck it's barely sold any copies. It's barely sold any systems. So I think I'm gonna be done mentioning Steam Deck. Like, I sold mine. I don't care. I'll make a video on it, but that's about all I'm going to do. You know. So, oh. The Jump Force always scares the heck. It jumps my heart. The Jump Force 40. Oh my goodness. The Jump Force 40 coming in from Clappy. Jump Force! Yeah, the Jump Force 40 coming in from that. The Jump Force 40 is going to be the death of me one of these days, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like, what the heck? Shout out to the Jump Force 40 from Clappy! Hey, I appreciate that, fam. This man went in. Clappy went in. Let's go. Thank you so much, Clappy. I appreciate that. 51 becoming the new Hulk Hogan. And getting us to that fabled land. The 1 times platinum. Clappy out of nowhere from the top rope. Oh my goodness, yo. Shout out to my man Clappy. I appreciate that. Sweeping the board. Of course, Emmy does more than 51. You can my man Clappy on both boards. Well, 40 on one board, 51 on the other. Shout out to my man Clappy. Appreciate you, bro. Baron's rant about this Steam yesterday was awesome too. Yeah, that was funny. Like, I just don't feel like we need to talk about Steam Deck that much. Like, Steam Deck is Steam Deck. People like it. It's fine, you know? Yeah, I had a bad... Well, I didn't have a bad experience with it, but I don't feel like it's the Tinker Deck. I don't feel like tinkering, you know, with all sorts of things. Like, I just don't feel like it. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. That's that. We don't got to talk about it all the time. Big Love, you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Buster Sword, and it's time for the Legendary Slash, the Legendary Swordsman. Well, not that Legendary Swordsman, the other Legendary Swordsman. You guys know who it is. Let's go. There we go. We hitting them. We hit the Steam Deck guy. We hit the Steam Deckers with this right there, with that Omni Slash. We hit them with one of those. That's what the Switch 2, when the Switch 2 launched, Nintendo hit them with one of those. They really thought the system was gonna flop, man. They thought it was gonna flop. It didn't. I'm happy that it didn't flop because people were acting crazy. Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out the day before Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, and Chronos on the 5th for Switch 2. Next week is going to be awesome for Switch 2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got so many great games coming. Listen, and I get it. First party is one thing, and I think that the first party games for the Nintendo Switch 2 are going to be great. Maybe they're not as good as some people think for the Switch 1. But man, the third party support is so much better. No offense to Switch 1 in terms of it, but they had nothing third party wise that even came close to how good Hollow Knight Silksong is probably going to be. I mean, the closest game is maybe Mario plus Rabbids. That'd probably be the best third-party game, and that's still Mario in the game. But obviously it's a third-party game. It's a completely different style of game. But I mean, like, or maybe Skyrim, but Skyrim is already like hella old at that point, you know? Like, even when the Switch 1 came out, it was already more than half a decade old, you know? So it was good, but it was like whatever, right? So, like, there ain't nothing in the Switch 1 launch period, for me at least, third-party wise, that even comes close to stuff like, you know, like what we got with some of the big games overall, like Hogwarts and Cyberpunk and all that type of stuff. Rune Factory was really good. Plus, once again, Daemon X Machina, Chronos, Persona 3, like a lot of really good stuff, whereas the Switch 1 did not see that in the first years. Finally saw Switch 2 in the wild in my local area. All right. Oh, shout out to Orlando. You're not seeing Switch 2s in your area? That's crazy. DK Bonanza is, I hear, is legendary. Excited to check it out. Yes, DK Bonanza is incredible. I just beat the game. I'm doing the post-game stuff. It's really good. Really, really, really good. Hollow Knight was in the first Switch. Hollow Knight didn't come out until 2018, if I'm not correct, right? Was that 2017 or was that 2018? Hollow Knight... release date. That was September 25th, 2018, so that was more than a year. The Switch 1 launched on March 3rd, 2017, so that came out a year, April, May, June, July, August, September. That came out a year and a half after the Switch 1. Silksong is coming out in month 3. Right about month 3, Silksong is coming out, whereas Hollow Knight, the original, a year and a half after the launch of the Switch 1. So yeah. Where are all the gamers for Switch? My response to those people, where they've been the last couple months. Mario Kart World D, Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends Z8, Zelda Imprisonment are all still a year for. Yeah, also Kirby Air Riders as well. So Kirby Air Riders is gonna be good. So yeah, Hollow Knight Void Heart Edition came out much later. Hollow Knight launch was not as good as it is now. Okay, yeah, that's true too. That's also true. Like they did do some updates for it. That's all I remember from Switch 1 launch. Breath of the Wild on Blaster Master Zero. Yeah. Switch 1 launch, basically, the games were, the first couple months, and even after the first couple months, May, there was nothing in May. The games in May were like Disgaea. It was like it was kind of sad in May for the Switch 1. March, obviously, Breath of the Wild was great. April, Mario Kart 8. You know, that was okay. But then May, there was like almost nothing. There was Disgaea. Maybe there's like a couple other smaller third-party games. Whereas like for month 3 for us, we're getting Daemon X Machina, Titanic, Scion. We're getting Chronos, and we're getting Trails. Obviously, that's multiple platforms, but whatever. Or that's Switch 1 as well. But you guys know what I'm saying. We're getting Trails in the Sky, and we're also getting Hollow Knight Silksong. So I think month 3 for third-party crushes whatever month 3 for Switch 1 third party was. Like I said, I think it was Disgaea 5. I think it was like, yeah, Disgaea and like a couple other games. It wasn't anything super crazy though. Portable Skyrim was a big deal. I agree. Portable Skyrim was a big deal. It was great, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if that beats out the entirety of the third party support we're getting with Switch 2. I don't think Portable Skyrim and Portable Doom beat out, you know, Cyberpunk, Hogwarts, Fantasy Life, Silksong, Daemon X Machina, Persona 3, Trails in the Sky. Like, I don't think it beats out all that. Like, shout outs to it, but nah, I don't think it beats it out, you know? I don't think it beats it out. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII Remake, if Elden Ring ends up being good, we don't know. But, like, yeah, Elden Ring, obviously, so, yeah, we'll see. I don't think it beats it out. Dissing Disgaea, come on, bro. No, I'm not dissing. I'm just saying, like, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot overall with the third month. That's all I'm trying to say, you know? Would a December release for Prime 4 be too late in the year? No, it wouldn't be too late. Nintendo's released games in December before. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate released in December. Xenoblade Chronicles X originally released in December in the US, I think. And then it also released, they released Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in December. So, no, they've done it before. But I don't know if it's December, though. We'll see. Shovel Knight was a pretty big game for Switch, wasn't it? It was, but it had already launched on the Wii U years before. That was a Wii U game first. So, yeah. Also, something that is annoying, where those who said Switch 1 and Switch 2 is going to flop, 99% of them will never admit they were wrong. Yeah, of course not. Hades. Hades was a... Oh, yeah, Hades 2. We still have Hades 2. Yeah. We don't know when that's coming out, but I'm guessing that's going to get a release date soon as well. Yeah, that's also another massive game. Hades 1 came out, I think, in 2020 or 2021 for the Switch 1. So the fact that we're getting Hades 2 in the first, 6 months is pretty incredible. Yeah. There was a bunch of EA games on Switch launch. A bunch of EA games? What EA games were at the Switch launch? Switch 1? No, there wasn't. Mr. Riddle says, hi, OJ. What are your views on Nintendo not giving developers access to Switch 2 dev kits, forcing them to only develop for Switch 1? I don't know all the details with that. I don't know how you get one and all that type of stuff, so I don't really have much opinions on that. I'm pretty sure that they're giving out dev kits in due time, so there's probably a process that they do. And I don't know about forcing them to, say, develop on Switch 1. That's one thing that Digital Foundry said. I don't know about that. So I think Nintendo's giving out development kits pretty slowly, and eventually all developers will get it. But pretty much every game that I want to see in terms of companies from Sega, Capcom, Square Enix, they all have dev kits. So I don't know what devs it is, and there's no indication of who it is or who's saying that or anything. They haven't said anything at all. So I can't have a good opinion on that when I didn't talk to them, and I don't know what developers it is. Is it indie developers? It seems like it's indie developers, right? So I don't know. I don't know what games they have. I don't know who it is. So I can't really have any type of opinion outside of, well, they'll get dev kits when they get dev kits, and that's it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the games that are coming out this year that have already been announced and stuff, that of developers that do have dev kits, like like Team Cherry, they have a dev kit, right? We're getting Silksong. Or like Daemon X Machina, Marvelous, they have a dev kit too. Also, Falcom, they have a dev kit as well. So we're getting Trails. So those are all third-party games that we're getting. Whoever the developers of Chronos are, if you like that game, they also have a dev kit. So Square Enix for Final Fantasy VII Remake, they also have dev kits too. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to that stuff. Let's see here. Giving out dev kits slowly has always happened. Yeah. Let's see. OJ, what up with me not getting the dev kit? I'm not a dev, but I also like to complain about small indie companies not getting one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's see here. Nintendo wants Switch 1 to pass lifetime sales of Switch 2. There you go. They want them to pass lifetime sales by saying make games on Switch 1. Okay, makes sense. Let's see here. Dreamcast guy said that Switch 1 would flop, but he deleted his video. However, I remember. Dude, a lot of the Switch 1 will flop videos just literally just disappeared. It's so funny how, like, I went back looking for the Switch 1 will fail videos, and nowhere near as many videos pop up now, or Switch 1's gonna flop or it's gonna fail. Like, literally, they just, like, disappeared like that, man. They just, like do style, just, like, they were just gone. Because I was working on a video about that, and I'm like, where did all the Switch 1 videos will flop goes, you know? Literally disappeared.
I've been a digital game buyer, but you converted me to physical from your buy before Rare, Vince. Just started my collection with FF5 Pixel Remaster, $45, FF Zodiac Age, $20, Dragon Quest III, $35, and Valkyria Chronicles 4. Can you rate my pickups?
I give your pickups all A+. A+. Those are all games. Pixel Remaster, obviously that's going to be something, you know, that's going to be worth something in the future because the collections of games. Zodiac Age, I don't know, about $20, that's a good price. I don't know how rare that's going to be, but still, that you can't beat the price for the most part. Dragon Quest 3, fantastic at $35. Valkyria Chronicles 4, very good. You know, Dragon Quest 3 and Valkyria Chronicles 4 for $35 as well. I mean, those are all A+ pickups for Buy Now Before Rare. Very good job, man. Very good stuff. Very, very, very good stuff. So there you go. Let's see here. Big love. Thank you so much, Dane Gonzalez. Thank you for the combo breaker, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. 103 on the board. We can still do platinum and a half tonight, guys. At 150 combos, we are 47 combos away. I appreciate you guys. We are going even further beyond, like Goku. We're turning Super Saiyan 3, baby. Or we're already there. We got to see how long we can maintain it. You know what I'm saying? Eyebrows go missing. Eyes turn blue. Hair grows all the way long. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. I appreciate y'all. Let's see here. Let's see. So what's the difference between Sony and Microsoft curation of dev kits, Nintendo's curation of Switch dev kits? I don't know because we don't ever talk about dev kits. So this is the first time that I've actually talked about dev kits in any extended period of time. So I don't know the difference between them. I don't know, and honestly, I do not care. Now, if we start getting no third-party games released every single month, then I think that'd be more of a thing. But right now, there's third-party games that are like new third-party games that are coming out, like Daemon X Machina, like Chronos, like Silksong, like Trails. You know, so we got stuff that's in development, and we know that all the big developers that I play, at least Capcom, Square Enix, you know, even Microsoft. You know, Microsoft, I don't really play them, but they obviously have kits. You know, so I can't really sit there and be angry or say things or criticize or be like, oh, what's going on? Because everybody that I know of that games that I like to play, they have one. So I don't know who they're talking about. So I don't know what to say. I don't talk about dev kits. I don't know anything about dev kits. So all of a sudden everybody's a dev kit expert or something like that. Or I don't know. So I don't really got anything else to add. I don't got anything of value to add. You got to ask, you know, Digital Foundry, or you got to ask like Nate or something like that, you know. Justin with the $3 dono. Shout out to Justin.
I can't wait for Kirby Air Riders. I'm going to have to make sure I do good at it or I'm going to look like a fraud. Tears of joy, lol.
You are going to look like a fraud if you don't do good at it. We're going to combo break over your head. We're going to break a machine over your head. Yo, shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono, man. Been supporting all night. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. 106. Remember, guys, if you do drop a dono, make sure you put your music request, video game track. I'll be more than happy to play a video game track for you guys. So thank you guys for the support. We're getting closer and closer to the 150 combo breaker, or more like platinum and a half streak, if I can speak correctly. Let's go, man. I appreciate you guys. There's always some fabricated countries with Nintendo. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, guys, I don't really got anything else to add. I don't know. So there's games coming out now that I'm excited for. I'm looking forward to playing. You know, even games that I don't really care too much about, like 2K with Borderlands. I mean, they got a dev kit too. So I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. Hot take, maybe naysayers are getting desperate and now the bandwagon is onto nobody gets dev kits. Well, no, because Nate the Hate said that, and Nate the Hate is a fan of Nintendo. He likes the games and stuff. So I don't think he'd say that if there wasn't some truth to it. But once again, I don't know who it is. If it's just a bunch of indie developers, you know, I don't know who it is. And they said, oh, well, some major developers. Well, which ones is it? Because like every single major one that I know of has one, or at least the games that I play. So I don't know. People keep on asking me, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Some people want you to be mad or angry or make up stupid stuff like banana people. You know, make up like they want to sell more Switch 1 or make up stupid stuff. You know, make up weird stuff. But I'm not gonna make up conspiracy theories and start saying, oh, well, they need to do. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like all I know is that the developers that I know that I play, Sega, Atlas, Capcom, Square Enix, they all got one and they're putting out stuff. So I mean, I don't know what else to say. You know. They're the one I play those games, and they're putting out the stuff that I want to see. So yeah. Let's see here. The ones who that's what I was gonna say. Many Switch 1 will fail videos deleted or privated. Heck, Rerez's Why Switch Will Fail in 2018 got deleted too. Oh man, Rerez with the tweetus deletus, huh? The tweetus or the video deletus. Yeah. Very unfortunate that those videos got deleted. You got to keep them up so you learn from your mistakes, you know, or maybe you can still learn from your mistakes, but you got to keep them up. I kept up. Notice how I still kept up my video on the Switch 1 reveal. I got bodied, dude. I got freaking bodied. And yet I still left up the reveal of the Switch 1. And I got, oh my gosh, dude, like, I thought my YouTube career was over. I thought I was cooked. I'm like, man, I'm never going to get people to enjoy this channel ever again after this one. So, I thought I was cooked, man. So, I still left that video up, though. I'll keep it a buck, though. I thought about deleting it. But if I deleted it, it would have been the Streisand effect. People like, yo, OJ, where's the video at? Where's the video at? So I knew I couldn't delete it because then it'd be the Streisand effect. Everyone would start looking for it and tell me that they deleted it. And probably, I was thinking people probably ripped the video anyway because of how wrong I was. So if I delete it, people are just gonna re-upload it, you know, and say, yo, OJ deleted this chat or deleted this video because he's a fraud. So I'm like, you know what? The best thing is to actually just leave it up, you know? So that's the best thing to do. Yo, what's up, Alvin? Welcome. Y'all know Switch will never surpass, I think you meant Switch 2 will never surpass Switch 1. Sony can randomly update PS2 numbers. Yeah, there you go. Look like Sakurai added some Super Smash Bros. Elements to Kirby Air Ride game. That was fun to test out. I mean, well, it might have been the other way around where Smash, I think some Smash elements were always like in the first Kirby Air Riders as well, you know, so yeah. OJ apologized yeah, I had to apologize every video, like, man, had to press F to pay respects, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was rough. It was a rough time, bro. It was a rough time period, but we got through it. Channel suffered in the meantime, though. It was hard to get new subs and stuff. My song request, can you play your favorite FF song? Yeah, but it'll have to be a remix. I don't know if this is my favorite FF song, but I'm gonna play it. Man with the Machine Gun. It's one of my favorite FF songs. Yeah, one of my favorite ones. Streisand Tech definitely suits well with the mood right now, and he was deleting videos where he got caught lying about being an engineer. He was deleting videos? I didn't know that. That's crazy. No worries about being wrong. We were all wrong about something back in those days. I mean, I used to get into my get my info from Game Explain. We all know how that turned out. Oh man, dude. Oh man, the shots at Game Explained. Shout outs to Woohoo Island, dude. Woohoo Island. That's the greatest island in the world, man. Exploring Woohoo Island. Exploring it, letting it rock. Let it rock. Let's see, Switch 2 will flop videos feel like equivalent to people trying to diss Eminem and went quiet afterwards. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, bro. It just happens. It happens, bro. It happens. Oh, I was just wrong. Dude, listen, man. Everyone's wrong at times. Everyone's wrong. I was wrong, on that, and I ended up paying the price. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to, bro. That's what it comes down to. But I mean, I knew the Switch 2 wouldn't flop. I knew the Switch 2 personally. I knew the Switch 2 wouldn't flop because why would the Switch 2 flop? Like, it's got big game Mario Kart World at launch. Here's the thing, though. Some people actually do not feel, which is just crazy to me. This is third-party brain. But some people think that games don't sell systems. I know, just pause for a second. But some people, and I kid you not, some people actually think games don't sell systems. Because they think that Nintendo's games aren't good enough, and they don't like them. So third party and power is what sells the system. Look at PlayStation, So there are some people who think that third party or that games don't sell systems, So I think that the people that felt the Switch 2 would fail were the people who, a lot of them think that games don't sell systems. They just think that the system sells the system and the games are just there. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg type of thing, right? Like, which one was first? What's the most important to find out what you need, So yeah. Do they really think that, or is that a grift? I think that they really think that. If you don't like Nintendo first-party games, I can see why you might think that. I mean, it's an idiotic thought process. I mean, but not liking Nintendo first-party games, that's pretty idiotic in the first place. So, no, I'm joking, obviously. Joking! Obviously, people don't have to like Nintendo first-party games. You're not stupid if you don't like Nintendo first-party games. Or if you don't like anybody's first-party games or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that, like, if you don't like Nintendo first-party games, you don't think of it as like and if you don't keep up with sales numbers, you don't think of it as a defining reason. So if you don't know sales numbers and you don't play their games, you think that it's based off of luck or gimmicks like Wii or something like that, or the Switch, you can play games anyway. You don't think it's based off the games. You think it's based off Nintendo pulling wool over people's eyes or doing gimmicky things that get people to buy the system. When in actuality, sure, system marketing and gimmicks definitely help sell something, but you're not going to sell your system without the games. The Wii does not sell without the software of the Wii Sports to sell the system. Nobody would have cared about the Wii if Wii Sports didn't show you why the system was dope. You needed that key piece of software that pushed the system, right? You look at the Nintendo DS. It had the software that pushed the system. You look at, like, it had, like, Brain Age, and it had Nintendogs, and it had those games that sold really high amounts that showed the unique features of the dual screen. So you need the software in order to push the hardware. And if the software really shows off how cool the gimmick is, then it's going to do really well. So, for example, the Switch 1 sold so well because for the first time ever in Nintendo's history, you can play new console quality Zelda natively on a high quality HD portable display. That had never happened in the history of Nintendo. We always dealt with, Link's Awakening, or playing a remaster of a game or like an N64 game on 3DS. We always dealt with something like that. But to get a new Zelda game, a new console Zelda game with, HD graphics, anywhere that you want was a new proposition for many, 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 many people. So that proposition prompted people and inspired people to go out and buy the system because they're thinking, hey, look, if I buy this, I'm going to be able to get Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, you know, Animal Crossing, all of these experiences, HD graphics anywhere that I want, you know? That's really cool. Same thing with Switch 2. Switch 2 just refines the concept but makes it even better and fixes a lot of the issues that Switch 1 had. So of course it's going to do well over time. People are going to say, hey, if I have a Switch 1, sure, I'll get a Switch 2 at some point. If I don't get it now, I'll get it later, or I can trade in my system or whatever. So of course Switch 2 is going to do well. It takes a concept that people already love, natively playing HD quality games built specifically for this system, not this PC portable nonsense, but an actual real dedicated portable hybrid console. I can play it anywhere that I want, on the TV and on the go. That's still something that nobody else is offering cohesively. People keep on bringing up portable PCs. Those are not cohesive. They're weird. They're jank. You need to log into Steam. You need to do weird things to add PC games to it. You need to emulate if you want to do it. Like, you need to do a bunch of weird tinkering. That is not a cohesive system. That is a PC thingy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a PC thingy. People, there still is no cohesive ground up system that has true competition with the Switch 1 or Switch 2. There still is nothing. We don't have anything. A PS Portal, that's a streaming device. An Xbox ROG Ally, that is a PC handheld. That is not an actual Xbox portable system, because you got to do weird PC thingies. It can't even play natively Xbox games. It cannot. If you have an Xbox, right? It doesn't even play your games native, your Xbox games native. You got to go through the store and buy or download or play anywhere or something like that. But it doesn't play your Xbox games, you know? Like, it doesn't play those. So if you bought, you know, whatever, that's not play anywhere, it's on your Xbox and it's not on that new system, you know? So yeah, that's the thing. Steam Deck is the closest because they do have the Steam OS and all that, but it's still a PC thingy. You know why? Because games are built for the PC, and it's weird. You gotta, oh, this game is Steam Deck verified. This game is not Steam Deck verified. Like, you don't have any Switch 2 verified, not Switch 2 verified. Like, that type of stuff is, I'm telling you right now, casuals hate that crap. I'm telling you right now, casuals loathe that crap. Gamers loathe that crap. Even core gamers hate that stuff. Don't be fooled by these people that make these videos, these PC tech channels, and these Switch 2 haters. Don't be fooled by them. Nobody likes this. Most people don't, not nobody. Most people don't like this crap. They don't like Steam Deck verified. They don't like tinkering with things. They don't like constantly downloading updates over and over and over and over for a handheld device. They don't like no option whatsoever for physical games. People don't like this stuff. I'm telling you right now, people don't like this. And that's the reason why the sales aren't there. You know, people will make $1.5 million in excuses. And I'm telling you, as somebody who's been in this industry for a hot minute, and I've seen what consumers are looking at, and I know economics, and I'm telling you, people hate this crap. They don't like this Tinker Deck stuff. For a portable system, you just want to take your system, pop a game in there, or download your game, and you want to go there and play. You don't want to tinker with things. And I know that they're making it easier, and I know that they're making it better, and I think that it will get better. Steam Deck's not bad, and the Xbox thing, ROG Ally thingy's not bad, but it's still not a cohesive, ground-up system. It's still a PC thingy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we need someone to come in with an actual, real, dedicated system that's not a PC thingy, that doesn't have any verification process, that doesn't do any weird type of things like that, that just says, hey, it's built for the system, it's built for it, this is how the game plays, you know? Like I said, I'm old school. I don't like PC thingies, handhelds. I like dedicated handhelds, and so do lots of other people, because there's still no PC handheld that's even beat out the Wii U in sales. There's no PC handheld that's even beat out the PS Vita in sales. Not even close. And those two systems flopped, failed, flopped like a fish, flopped like a Magikarp on a hot day, flopped like a Magikarp trying to use a level 1 Magikarp using flop on Pokemon Blue in 1998. Flopping. Flopping like a fish. Flopping back and forth. Flip it and flop. Flip flop. Okay? Those systems flop. And those have outsold every single PC handheld considerably. Not even close. Not even close to the PS Vita. Not even close to the Wii U. People don't want this crap, man. I'm telling you, people don't. These content creators will let me not say that. These content creators will manipulate you into thinking that. Some will. Some will, or they won't speak about it. But that's the truth. You guys want the truth? I'll give you the truth. Most casual gamers, most normal gamers, they don't want that crap. They know what it, they seen Steam Deck. They seen what it's about. They said no mas. They seen ROG Ally. They seen what it's about. They said no mas. I'm good. I'll pass. You can't sit there and say, oh, people don't know. Nah, they seen it. They don't want it. It's been years. They don't want it, bro. Like, let's just be real here. They had no problem. These same people had no problem bashing the Wii U up, down, left, and right, up, down, across town for not selling. But it's different in this case because they like it. Because now that they like it, and they like getting 7,000 different PC handhelds released every single 3 or 4 months, now all of a sudden, oh, well, it doesn't have to sell. You know? Okay, sure, it doesn't have to. I don't care. But let's call a spade a spade. All right? Let's call a spade a spade. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Let's just be truthful. Shout outs to RGT. Because he likes PC handhelds. But he's truthful. He said, man, nobody's buying this crap. He said it's niche. He said it himself. So shout outs to RGT. He keeps it real. I don't always agree with everything, but that's fine. He doesn't agree with everything that I say. And that's what makes us unique and cool. You know, he said he called a spade a spade. So shout outs to him on that one. And he loves PC handhelds. I think he liked them maybe more than Switch 1. You know? So, yeah. Shout outs to Dan Dips with the $5 dono. Says, let's get some Breath of Fire for jams. Mustard on the wheat dough. Mustard on that wheat dough. LOL. Shout outs, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the support. Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire for Battlefield. Yeah, the goalpost. Exactly, Ego. The goalpost move. Stadia was free and people still, well, you still need to buy the, what did you need to buy for Stadia? Didn't you need to buy like the Founders Pack or something like that? So, a Magikarp that doesn't evolve. Yeah, I'm dissing Magikarp. We flopping, you know? Handheld optimized is not a flex. Microsoft thinks it is. Game devs should be obligated to optimize their games. I just want games built for a specific system. I don't want this PC thingy stuff. And I get it. It's easier to do instant library, so it makes sense for a lot of people. But, you know, for me, it doesn't. Until I'm forced to do that, play that way, I'm not going to do it. You know? So yeah. But, OJ, what is niche? Oh, yeah, I remember that argument that we had. That discussion. Can't chat too much, but I heard OJ spitting facts, so I had to join in. Shout outs, Gambit. Appreciate that, fam. Thank you, my man. Dan Dips Queso with the cool queso coming through. Also, One Piece in the house. Let's go. 111. Closer and closer to that combo board. Closer and closer to that all-time goal. That platinum and a half. 150 combos. We are out there. What is that? Only 40? 39 combos away. Let's go, baby. If Steam Deck was available in stores, it would do well, and I think it will surpass the Wii U and Vita, and it's all said and done. But yes, it'll never be a successful console. If Steam Deck was available in stores, well, how about you ask yourself this, Mundus? Why isn't Steam Deck available in stores? Ask yourself that. Why is it not available in stores? Because ROG Ally is available in stores, right? Like, there's certain other PC. So why is Steam Deck not available in stores? Ask yourself that. Let's see here. Make retailers man, retailers aren't paying for no Steam Deck. I mean, you can get a ROG Ally in stores. How'd that do? So you can get a ROG Ally in stores. Steam Deck is not available in stores because it would be more expensive or sold at a loss. It'd be more expensive or sold at a loss. So it's not in stores because it'd be more expensive or sold at a loss. So if you put it in stores and it'd be more expensive, people still wouldn't buy it because it'd be too expensive. So you answered your own question. Why? So it wouldn't sell better if it was in stores because it would be too expensive on your own account, right? Because they'd have to raise the price up. You have to pay for the shelf space. So you answered your own question. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't sell well because it'd be too expensive. So there you go. So actually, it wouldn't sell well if it was in stores because it'd be too expensive, like you just said. So there you go. So I think this is a very, and Mundus is actually he knows a bit what he's talking about, because he thought about it logically and said, okay, well, why isn't it? And then he came to a conclusion. Some people won't come to that conclusion. I was wondering what he was going to say, but he actually knows what he's talking about. Yeah, they probably have to pay more for the shelving, and they probably have to raise the price up, and then it'd be sold at a bigger loss than maybe it already is being sold at, or it would barely break even, or something like that, or they wouldn't make anything. So it's not logical to put it on store shelves, because there is not enough demand for the product. There is not enough demand for the product for it to be sold in stores. Now, if the Steam Deck was always sold out no matter what on Valve's storefront, if it was always sold out and people just can never get it, I think Steam Deck would be on store shelves. If they just couldn't handle the orders and people just were always rushing out to go buy it, I think it would be in stores. But that's not the case. People are not, it's always available, and people are not always rushing out to go buy it. Because remember, it's not sold in stores. It's just sold through a storefront. So they have a limited amount of stock. They're not shipping out a bunch of them to different countries and to different, places, and they're not doing that. So the amount of stock that they have is a very small amount in comparison to a home console, or comparison to like an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Nintendo system, right? Very small amount compared to that. So if it was doing considerably better, they'd have to consider moving it to different stores to handle the amount of orders and all of that. But it's not that, So that's the reason why. Like I said, you kind of answered your own question. Or you kind of answered your own statement, more like it, Only Costco and Mexico have them. And I think that's easier for them to just get them in there, because ordering from, I think they ship from Seattle. I don't know where they ship from, or I think they put the parts in China and it goes to Seattle. I don't know where they ship from, but yeah, like that's a logistical nightmare for Tomago, so yes, they definitely have some certain stores or some certain places that in overseas countries where you can buy it, and then they'll, it's shipped to that location, then they ship it to you or whatever, or they use other sites to help that. But for the most part, obviously it's not in a bunch of stores all over the world like a Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation is, let's see here. But no, I mean, like I said, I think it's a learning moment. Like, it's not to dunk on Mundus. Like I said, I think he knows what he's talking about. Obviously, he's logical in what he said. But I'm just giving you guys the actual facts behind it. I've worked in retail. It's funny because people say, yo, OJ, you've worked everywhere. You know it all. People say, oh, OJ, he lies about work. No, I ain't lying, bro. I've worked in all these places. Y'all don't understand how the struggle was back in the day, fam. I worked at everywhere, bro. I worked in fast food. I worked in housing. I worked in staffing. I worked in groceries, grocery store. I worked in all sorts. I worked in car rentals, car sales and car rentals. Bro, I worked everywhere. I've worked everywhere. I've worked in so many different businesses. It's funny. So I've been in the corporate, big money-making suit and tie. I didn't make any money, but I've been around the people that make all the money. And I hear what they say about the business in terms of shipping and importing and manufacturing. And I hear about this. Like, so when people talk about like, oh, technology, did I work in tech? No. Did I help people get jobs in tech? Yes. So do I hear things that they talk about? When I go talk to them, I pick up on things. I pick up on some of the stuff, and I've still kept some of those contacts to this day. So I hear and I know, and plus obviously I'm in California, so I hear about the tech industry. Tech articles come up all the time, and all that. So I hear about it. So I can speak a little bit on those things. I can speak a little bit on inflation. I can speak a little bit on how tech isn't getting cheaper like it used to get in the past. I can speak on some of these different things because I've worked in so many different types of areas of corporate business, of publicly traded corporate business. So I know how it works. I just know how some of these things work. Yo, Roggy Froggy with the blast. Udabudos.
How you doing, OJ?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? Shout outs, man. Thank you, Roggy Froggy, with the $20 dono. Hey, we out here, man. I appreciate you, Roggy Froggy, hitting us with the big double JoJo. The combo breaks. We are going further beyond, baby. 131. We are 19 combos away from the platinum and a half. Yes, sir. Let's go, man. Appreciate that. A lot of people who don't follow gaming don't even know the existence of PC handhelds. Nope. The Steam Deck is too good to sell to casuals. Yeah, there you go. Bought Steam Deck a month ago. I will say I got tired of it. Like 5 minutes. I don't care about PC handhelds anymore. Sticking with Switch 2, PS5, and I'm proud. Yeah, for me, Switch 2 and PS5. I think that's, for me, that's what I need. PS5 will get you a PC, like, obviously not as good as the highest end PCs, but I got a PS5 Pro, so it's actually like a pretty good PC at times, right? So I can get that high quality experience if I need it. If the frame rates are trash on Switch 2 or whatever the case is, I can get that. I got that with the PS5, and, you know, for what you're getting for the price, yeah, it's expensive, but I mean, you know, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It runs games pretty good, right? So, no problem there. I have a Switch 2. Other games were like, you know, the AA games, like Legend of Heroes, you know, stuff like that. Those games run great. Those games are going to run fine on Switch 2. You know, so I got the Switch 2 for that, plus my first-party Nintendo games. I don't really need a PC handheld. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really need a PC. I don't really need none of that. Now, not everybody is the same, right? There are other people that like PC. That's fine, too. Other people that like Xbox, that's also fine, too. Play whatever you like, man. Play whatever you like. Enjoy it, you know? Yeah, no regrets. I have no regrets over selling my Steam Deck. Zero regrets over selling it. I got my backlog. A lot of my Switch 1 games run way better on Switch 2. So, yeah, I got zero regrets whatsoever, you know? The Switch 2 is in a perfect position to be an affordable console right now, but the trade war is going to raise the cost of Switch 2 console eventually. Yeah, it probably will, unless Nintendo decides to raise the price of other things around it, like they did already. Like, maybe they raise the price of accessories again, or maybe they raise the price of NSO, so they could try to mitigate that. And I think they're going to try. I think Nintendo's trying to do anti-tariff things right now, whether that's moving maybe some manufacturing off to something else, or trying to build something else somewhere else. I think they're gonna try really hard to keep this, because now they know that they got them. They got Microsoft and Sony right where they want them, right? Microsoft increased the price of the Xbox Series S from $299 to almost to how much is the Xbox Series S now? It's like $400, right? Or almost $400. It's like $370 something now, or something like that. So they increased that. They increased the Xbox Series X to $600. So the one that people actually want, the more powerful one, that's at $600. PlayStation is at $500 to $750. So Nintendo's sitting pretty right now where you can get a game and the system for $500. So that's right now, in terms of the big three, that's probably one of the better values out there. A game plus the system anywhere that you want, with all the cables, 2 controllers, and a dock for $500. And I don't want to hear anybody say that the whole 2 controller thing isn't a thing. People try to tell me that. No, I actually finally did split Joy-Con play with my daughter, because I didn't take my extra controllers. You know, I just went and picked her up and we hung out at my mom's place. And we did split Joy-Con play. We played Kirby Fighters 2, and we played Mario Kart World. And, you know, I was playing on the split Joy-Con. I mean, obviously it's not as good as having it regular or having a Pro Controller, but it works. It definitely works. It's better than Switch 1 because the Joy-Cons are bigger and the buttons on the top are bigger. So it's definitely better than that. So it actually is 2 controllers. It is 2 controllers. So you get all that for $500. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty good for right now. I'm hoping that they can keep that, or what they do is that if they have to raise the price, they got to just get rid of the normal $450 and just have it standard one bundle with the game for $500. So it's almost like an artificial price increase by removing an option, you know? So, for example, like the Switch, the Wii U. The Wii U never got a real price decrease, but they just eliminated an option. They just said, okay, we're going to make the premium bundle the regular one, and we're just going to get rid of the 8GB one, and we're just going to make that $299. So $300 just flat. So it used to be $350, so we're just going to make this one the standard, you know, but this would be going in the opposite direction. Obviously not the $450, but we'd be going up to the $500 and then just get rid of the $450 one. And then just make it to where everyone's just buying just that one. So where you get the game, you get Pokemon Legends ZA or Mario Kart World and all that digital for $500. I think they can do that too, to maybe mitigate tariffs, you know, to help mitigate tariffs, because now everybody is kind of just like forced to do the extra 50 for the 500 instead of having the 450. But to be honest, a lot of the bundles that are coming in, they're not even the 451. Like, that one's getting hard to find, like, in my area at least. Like, you can't find that one. A lot of it is just the Mario Kart bundle. So I think Nintendo's already actually moving towards that. I think their greedy CEOs are one step above me on that, and I think they're already thinking, yeah, let's just produce less of those ones and more of these ones. I think they're already doing that. So there you go. Xbox Series X is $330. Okay, they raised the price to $330. My bad on that one. Oh, I think I'm looking at the Xbox Series S, the one that has like the 1 terabyte Xbox Series S. Yes, I'm looking at that one. Xbox price. Okay, let me not do misinformation. Price increase. IGN. So let me go to because they revealed it to IGN. Okay, yeah, let me see here. So, okay. No, it's not $330. It's, well, the official price in the US is $379. I was right. There is no $331 unless there's some type of discount or sale that a retailer is having. There is no $331. So here's, oh my god, it's worse than I thought. Hold up. Okay, so the Xbox Series S 512 is $379.99, so $380. It was $299. The Xbox Series S 1 terabyte is $429, up from $349. So it's $429. So that still is underneath the Switch 2. Both of those systems are both underneath the Switch 2, but obviously it doesn't come with the game, and of course it's not a portable system as well. So, but $299 is a lot cheaper than $450. You know, where the Switch 2 is standard price. But when you raise it up to $379, you raise it up to $429, $430, it gets obviously closer. So I think Nintendo's like, okay, yeah, we got them. That's good. These systems weren't even selling anyway, you know. Xbox Series X digital, that's $549. So the Series X all digital, that's $549. That's up from $450. The Xbox Series X, the standard one, that is the one terabyte. That is $599. That's up from $499. So that's a $100 price increase on that one. Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition is $729. That's up from $599. And then also controllers, Elite controllers, headsets, all that went up as well. So went up various prices. So yeah, think about that for a second. So that's why I would say when people say that tariffs aren't real, are you guys insane? Do you really think Microsoft, with a flopping system like the Xbox Series, would be like, yeah, we're raising this because we're greedy? Do you really not think that tariffs are there? Why would they raise the price of a failing system? They're not making anything. Clearly, they're not making anything off the Xbox Series. They're clearly not making any profit off of the system sales itself. They're making all their profit off of Game Pass, off of microtransactions. They're making that off of that. They're not making it off of the system itself. They don't have enough systems to make profit off of the system sales. They don't sell enough. You can't make a system, you know, and sell 30 million in 4 or 5 years and be like, oh yeah, we're super profitable on our system. No, you're not. That is, dude, you're below the Xbox One, which was seen as a kind of a flop, kind of a little bit of a flop. That sold 58 million. So Microsoft is not looking at the Xbox Series like, oh, we got to make some money off this system by raising the price by up $100 for the Xbox Series X. No, it already was having trouble selling. You know, there is a 2 terabyte Xbox. That's the 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition Xbox, and that is $729. But I think that there's also some of the other like digital or whatever ones that are also that. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I don't know, guys. Whatever. Either way, those are the prices that I read off from IGN. I don't make fun of PC. Let's see here. Don't make fun of PC gamers. They'll get salty. Who's making fun of PC gamers? Plus, Nintendo has the benefit that their IPs are pretty widely known and family friendly, so any person can pick it up and enjoy. That's the whole thing, Alvin. It's about the content. It's about the actual content that you're bringing to the table. You know. It's $330 on Amazon. Okay, it's $330 on Amazon. So Amazon is having their own personal thing where they're discounting it a bit. So Amazon, obviously they're a retailer. MSRP is called manufacturer suggested retail price for those who don't know. So it's exactly like it sounds. Manufacturer, that's who Microsoft is, the manufacturer. Suggested we think you should put it at this. Suggested, not mandatory price. Manufacturer suggested retail price. Now, could a manufacturer get upset because you are not selling it at the price that they want? Yes. Could there be issues there? Yes. But it's called manufacturer suggested retail price. So Amazon is a huge retailer, so they can discount it if they want to, you know. But the actual MSRP is what I just said, you know. Yeah, so obviously Sony raised the prices as well, but I said that at the beginning. Sony obviously also raised their prices as well, so it puts Nintendo in a very good spot going forward, which I was trying to tell people that, and I got called shill, I got called fanboy, I got called names. You guys saw it on Twitter. People called me names. SpawnCat called me names, and all I said was, I don't think it's that bad. And I said that with the tariff situation and with the price of tech going up, because I know the tech industry, the price of tech everywhere, computers and tech and graphics, those are all going up. I said Microsoft and Sony, they're probably going to have to raise the price. Like, I felt that it was going to be something that they're probably going to have to raise the price because of what was going on with inflation and because of tariffs. And yeah, that's what happened, right? That's what happened. So yeah. Let's see here. 379 for Xbox Series S, not even 1 terabyte is kind of rough, especially when it's all digital. Yeah, there's no physical component to it all, so you're stuck to just buying games on there. So yeah, that sucks, you know. Then we'll eventually fade out the Mario Kart World Switch 2 bundle with the Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 console bundle this October. They say that, but something tells me that it won't necessarily be that way for forever. That Nintendo will bring back the Mario Kart World bundle pretty much every single holiday, just like they did with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle, right? They fade out the bundle, then it comes back. They fade out the bundle, then it comes back. It's like, guess who's back? It's, you know, back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. It's gonna be Mario Kart. Guess who's back? Mario's back. Tell a friend. I guarantee that they're gonna bring back that Mario Kart bundle, and I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe the Pokemon bundle doesn't do as well as they want, or people aren't responding to a certain way. If they just say, hey, let's just keep the Mario Kart bundle. They did say that, but I don't know if it's set in stone. Like, I think they just might keep that Mario Kart bundle around and have the Pokemon Legends ZA bundle and have Mario Kart. Mario Kart's such a big game. I mean, I don't see them getting rid of it and never bringing it back, you know? Most sane, intelligent people understand what's happening with the current economy. Yeah. It's one thing that people think that they're raising prices just because greed. Yeah, like, it's part of it is greed, yes, because there is always a small component of greed because it's a capitalistic business, but that is intrinsic. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, you know, fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nature. It's, you're going to fight or flight. If your life is in danger, there is no, oh, well, this is just fight or flight. They're just, no, that's what it's natural. Nobody that has their life threatened, you know, man, this is a good song, but I can't play it. It's copyrighted. It's intrinsic. It's intrinsic to being a human being. Greed is intrinsic to capitalism. Like, to corporation, like publicly owned. If it's private, there can still be greed, but it's probably not as bad because you're a private company. You don't got to worry about shareholders and all that. But greed is intrinsic. It is the greed. It's the fabric of capitalism and the fabric of corporations, publicly owned corporations. Greed is intrinsically needed in them. That's just how business run. I worked at many corporations that are publicly owned, and greed, where they're always telling us, hey, you got to sell this, you got to sell this, you got to try to sell this. Where are your sales at? Where are your this at? Yes, every day we went in there, we had to be greedy. That's just how it was, because we're publicly traded. We have shareholders, we have CEOs, and their job is to work for them and to make them as much money as possible. So they're going to pass that along to us. Now, obviously, you can't do it in a way that's going to be completely screwing over the customers, but it's intrinsically built into the fabric of American and many countries' businesses because it's public. Now, if you don't want greed to be a part of it, then going public, the stock market, and all that should not exist. But then you can't build wealth as a nation. There will not be as much credit. I mean, it's just, I don't need to go into all this because there's no point. But what I'm trying to say is that people it's greed. That's intrinsically built into every single business. Every business every public, not every business, but every public corporation that has ever existed has made greedy decisions. That's just how it is. You want these big games with big teams, with big sorts of stuff, with all these different stuff, it's going to be a public corporation for the most part in terms of console manufacturing. There ain't no such thing as a big time console manufacturer that makes a bunch of games that's private. There ain't no such thing. I've never seen it. Look at Valve. Oh my God, Valve's a great. Where are their freaking games at? That's a private company, by the way. So they don't got to worry about Steam Deck sales. They don't got to tell you Steam Deck sales. Gabe Newell can just sit on his fat butt while he's losing weight. Gabe Newell can just sit down, collect billions of dollars, and just run Steam. They don't got to make anything. He has no obligation to make anything for any shareholder. So no Half-Life, who cares? No Portal, who cares? No new IPs, who cares? No new anything, who cares? But Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony have to constantly make things in order to make more money and in order to make more and more and more because they are public. It's so when people say greed, yeah, duh. Like, that's not some type of revelation, duh. It's part of, that's just what it is. That is the fabric of a publicly traded corporation. They all do the same thing. That's why when I said that, when people were talking about prices, I'm like, look, Microsoft and Sony will probably raise prices too. They're public corporations. They're not private. They're not Valve. You know what I'm saying? Valve doesn't have to report to anybody. Gabe Newell can do whatever he wants. He don't got to make a damn thing. If Half-Life never gets a sequel or another game, oh well. Too bad, so sad. But if Nintendo did not make Mario, like let's just say Nintendo said, we're not making another Mario. I kid you not, Shuntaro Furukawa would be ousted. He would be ousted. He would be out of a job. Miyamoto, they don't care how, the board of directors, like the shareholders would oust them. They would absolutely, if they didn't make Mario, if they didn't make Animal Crossing, if they didn't make Pokemon, if they just said, nah, we're good, even though it's popular and it sells, like Half-Life, they would get ousted. So a CEO isn't going to be like Valve. Isn't going to be like that. Isn't going to not care or not make games. They're going to try to make money. They're going to try to do things that push that. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to look at their business and say, hey, we got to do this, this, and this. Otherwise, I'm not making this for these shareholders. It sucks, but that's just the way that it is. There's nothing that we can do. Like, once again, you want big companies that make a bunch of games, that have a ton of employees, that make big hardware, that do all this stuff. That's just how it's going to be. Because I ain't never seen a privately funded console manufacturer, churn out a bunch of games. That's never happened maybe Atari back in the day but Atari was bought out. But in the modern day, there's nobody that's ever been like that in the modern day. Like Sega or, Nintendo, obviously Sony, Microsoft, like nobody's, like they're all publicly traded companies because they need large sources of funding coming in every single day. They need that every single day. They need more shareholders. They need more people because that's how it funds their business plus the sales. That's just how it works, Let's see, the irony is these YouTubers calling VG companies companies like Nintendo greedy themselves are probably even more greedy IRL. Well, look at how many stuffs they bought. Yeah, maybe. Valve only has like 300 employees. Square itself has over 4,000 exactly. People are so wrong when they say Nintendo is the greediest company in the industry, but most of the money they earn goes to development and goes to, not the CEO higher-ups. And I think that there's something to be said about that as well. The greed, how it's greed, and the people that say that, they don't ever talk about the salaries because it goes against their point. They're just simply talking about it as a corporation, as a company. The corporation is greedy. Yes, Nintendo is greedy. Yes, Microsoft is greedy. Yes, Sony is greedy. Yes, McDonald's is greedy. Yes, Burger King is greedy. Yes, Wendy's is also greedy. Yes, a lot of these companies are greedy. Yes, most of them are. Publicly traded companies are. Yes, they are. But they will find different ways. They will find different reasons to try to find value or try to tell you, hey, this is a deal because they know that's going to help them, But ultimately, they're trying to just make more, So it's just how it works, Because once again, they have shareholders to satisfy. The price can only go so high before people say, nah, I'm good. And that's already what we're seeing a little bit, right? Look at the Steam Deck OLED. Look at the price of these PC handhelds. look at the price of the PS5 Pro. I don't think that thing's selling like crazy. Look at the price of the new X. Like, are people buying the Xbox Series X? Of course not. They're not buying the Xbox. Like, are a lot of people buying the Xbox Series X at $600 or the 700 and are people buying a $730 Xbox Series X in California with tax? Goodness gracious, that's like $800. Like, are people buying that? Of course they're not buying that. Of course they're not. So yeah, people are saying, nah, I'm good. People are saying that, you know? It is happening. So let's see. Yeah, but greed doesn't mean that they're malicious or evil. No, I don't think so. It's the way that the corporations are built. There's nothing that you can do about it. You know? Like I said, if Valve somehow turned out a bunch of games and was making a bunch of stuff as a private company, then I'd be like, you know what? There's a way to get it done, but there's not. But they're not. They are not. So yeah. Let's see here. I don't understand the expectation of morality on corporations. Nobody cares about that. Either you buy or you don't. I mean, the only thing that I would say with that is unless they're doing things that are, you know, unethical within their business practices, like unethical things, like they are working people, you know, down to the bone with no holiday pay, or they're, you know, just like terrible working conditions, then I'll have a problem with that. Yeah, when it comes to like, oh, they charge, you know, the people that work at Nintendo, they like working there. The people that work at Microsoft like working there. The people that work at Sony like working there. For the most part, the employees, they like working there. Now, obviously, they have their issues. Like everybody has their issues at jobs. You're never going to work at a job and never have an issue or never have a problem. But for the most part, most developers don't want to leave their job. They get fired. They get fired or they get let go because of layoffs, you know? But most people, look at the retention rates, right? The retention rates on a lot of, you know, I mean, it's not as good for Sony and Microsoft, but most developers like working there. They like working there. They're paid a good salary, you know, and they enjoy it. They enjoy what they do. You know, it's very satisfying and fulfilling, you know? So as long as you're treating your employees good, I don't have a problem. You know, I don't have a problem with it. If you want to raise the prices, that's fine. You can raise the prices. I will determine whether if it's worth it or not. If it's not worth it, then I'm not going to buy it, you know? I'm not going to call them evil, like, oh, Microsoft's evil for raising the price of the... No, hell no, Xbox Series ain't worth it. I don't think Phil Spencer's evil. Now, do I not like what they did with the laying off people? Yeah, I don't like that at all. I think that there's definitely some pretty bad things about that. I mean, but what can you do? You know, like, it sucks. It sucks that they did. And is there greed attached to that? Yeah, the CEO of Microsoft is worth $1.1 billion. He could have easily taken a little bit of a price cut to save a lot of employees' jobs, but he didn't because he's greedy. And that's his whole goal. His whole goal is to make as much money as possible, you know? So part of it was, hey, look, we need to reduce salary so we can make more profits for our shareholders. Now, the morality of that, you know, that sucks. That's not good. But do I buy a bunch of Microsoft stuff? No. Am I punishing them for that? No, not necessarily. Does it factor into what I think or what I get something? Maybe. But not enough for me to sit there and say it's a definitive thing. If Microsoft was releasing bangers that I enjoyed over and over and over again, I probably would still buy them. But it makes it easier to just say, I'm good when stuff like that happens, you know? But I can't sit there and say that I would not buy it if there wasn't stuff that I was super excited about. You know, Sony's let go of people too, and I still spent money on Sony's system about a PS5 Pro. So, yeah, you know. so yeah. Like I said, like the stuff Activision was doing, that was genuinely bad, and I did not. But here's the problem with stuff like that, right, guys? Here's the problem. You can say I'm boycotting or I'm not buying, but what about all the employees that didn't do anything wrong? So now those guys and girls are screwed, right? So it's always a very, very slippery slope with that. Your dollar or your value is always the biggest, you know, key factor for these companies, and taking that away definitely can hit them where it hurts. But it's like, man, what about all the people that did nothing wrong? So should they be out of a job too because nobody supports them? Like, so it becomes a thing to where you've got to almost remove the morality thing, right? And just say, hey, listen, or you gotta just make your own decision as an adult. and everybody should respect everybody else's decision. Like, hey, you don't want to support them because of morality. Hey, you don't want to support Nintendo because they're suing Power World and you are a Power World super fan. Hey, that's fine too. Hey, you don't want to support Microsoft because they let go of people. Some people moved across country to work at Microsoft and they let go of them like a couple months later or like a year later, and that completely ruined their life. You don't want to support them for that? That's fine too. You don't want to support Sony for raising the price of the PlayStation? That's fine too. Everybody's an adult. Everybody make their own decisions. And I think that's where it kind of comes down to in today's day. Everybody make their own decisions. You know, like if you feel like that's like if they cross the line, then okay. And everybody does. People do have that. The problem that I have is that there's double standards. People will make up insane reasons for Nintendo, and then Microsoft or Sony does something and it's, oh well, it's not as bad, or oh well, it's this. They'll make excuses. It's like, no, keep it a buck, keep it a spade, call a spade a spade. Don't be making excuses here and there for other stuff. Me, once again, I have all the systems. I'm not opposed to supporting Microsoft with, like, you know, but there's just nothing that I wanted to buy from them, like that I can't get on PlayStation or Nintendo, or, you know, there's nothing that I want. Like, I don't want Avowed, I don't want any of their games. And when they release Fable, will I buy Fable on Xbox Series X? Probably. But if it comes out on PS5 Pro, I'll probably just buy PS5 version, right? So I'm not opposed to buying stuff from them, you know. I'm not opposed to it, but they just got to release something that I want first and foremost, you know. All right, take it easy, Shane. Thanks for coming out to the stream. You know, thanks for coming out to the stream. Appreciate you, man. Well, I'm pretty sure Microsoft has given up on pushing hardware sales. Exactly, they have. So that's why I'm saying that the price increase wasn't some type of super greedy move. They don't even care. They're doing it because of the tariffs, and they're making it to where they don't lose $1 bazillion on importing the small amount of systems that they do have to import. You know. So yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to, you know? That's really what it comes down to. So make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming out here. So I appreciate that, guys and gals. Hit that like button. Also, we are only, what is that, 19 combos away as well. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate the combo breaks. Let's go. Also, I didn't put the JoJo's up here either. We got to do that. He did 2, so I think we're there with that. Yeah, there we go. Laying off employees is ethical? No, laying off employees is not ethical. No, that is not ethical. That is, in my opinion, it can be unethical. Depending on what they're laid off for, right? And depending on how it happens. Like, I think in Microsoft case, like, people can see that as unethical, and some people can just see it as part of the business. So I think it can be both. It depends on how you look at it. You know, it depends on how you look at it. Everybody just already forgot about Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark, that was a bait and switch, right? They create a whole company specifically for making Perfect Dark from the ground up, Microsoft funded, actual real first party, not purchased from somebody else. And they do that for years, and the initiative, they got the initiative. They make it a name, the initiative. Oh, we're on an initiative. We're starting something. We shut them down. That is the most Microsoft. That is the most Microsoft that you can Microsoft. Like, calling them the initiative. You guys know what an initiative is, right? We are starting a mission. We are starting something. We are starting an initiative to get things going. Should it be what is it when you're done? What's the let me look at the thesaurus. We need to look at a thesaurus right now. No, not antonym. The source. What would be, so initiative? Yes, I mean that. Initiative, action, drive, leadership, push. Antonyms. We should call them the apathy, the cowardice, The inactivity. The inactivity. Oh my gosh, Microsoft. You know, the indifference, the lethargy. Call them I like the inactivity instead of the initiative, the inactivity. I think that's the best match for what they were, but what they are now at this point. The inactivity. So Microsoft just doing that, right? So some people think that might not be ethical, you know, based off of different things, but it all depends, right? It all depends on your own personal thought process, your own personal feelings on all of that, you know? So yeah. Says no, it's not ethical. It's not even a good or productive business decision. It's just cutting bottom line, extremely short-sighted. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I just want Microsoft to port Sunset Overdrive to PlayStation. Yeah, I think we heard rumors about that coming over, but then like it never did. You know. Hey, what's up, Psycho Pie? Welcome. Just remember there were almost 2,000 employees who got laid off at Microsoft. If you look at Nintendo take care of their employees, you want to see grifters talk about that? No, grifters do not talk about Nintendo employees actually like working there and taking care of them. Grifters don't talk about that because it does not suit their agenda. So, it does not suit their agenda. Since it does not suit their agenda, they do not talk about it, you know? So, yeah. That's pretty much it. At the end of the day, you know? I guess the Super Nintendo got new features. What did it get? Nintendo released an update for the Super NES Nintendo Classics app on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. The update adds the ability to customize your control scheme, allowing you to save different button mappings for each game. Mouse controls using Joy-Con 2 or Switch 2 or a USB mouse on Switch 1 and Switch 2. Oh, wow. Mouse controls. So Mario Paint, right? Also have been added for select titles, including Mario Paint, Mario's Super Picross, and Nobunaga's Ambition. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System Nintendo Classics app can be downloaded for... Okay, so that's pretty cool. Good stuff, if you're into that. Yeah, SNES got mouse support. Answer your question. All right, Mr. Davis, what's your question? Answering your question. I'm looking. What's your question, Mr. Davis? Go ahead and put it again and I'll answer. Silly question, but is it still unethical to let go of employees if you're forced to downsize, particularly if you're a smaller business? If you're a smaller business, no, I don't think so. But once again, unethical is subjective. It is incredibly subjective what is unethical. It's really subjective. So it's not like there is a factual definition of that, unless there's extreme circumstances, right? Extremes, which I would say largely most people agree upon within a society. Then you can say, okay, so like for example, murdering someone. That is very unethical and that should not be happening. That's very evil and unethical. You should not do that unless you have to. You're pushed, but just out of the evilness or whatever, right? That's very unethical and you should not do that. So unethical when it comes to like businesses and cutting the bottom line and things like that, that is going to be subjective, you know, from company to company, from business to business, right? Because the definition is the term unethical refers to actions or behaviors that do not conform to a high moral standard, right? In other words, they are considered morally wrong. Synonyms would be unethical include immoral, unlawful, sinful. In essence, they seem deemed something unethical is not based on moral beliefs and often viewed as improper or wrong. So it's a societal thing. Unethical is a societal thing based off of the confines of a society and how people feel. You know what I'm saying? Within that. So unethical can change based on different societies. There are things that we consider unethical here, but in the Middle East is not considered unethical. But we would greatly disagree with that, right? And even vice versa. There are things that we do here that people over there would think is incredibly unethical. So it is subjective and it does change from where you are. So I can't sit there and say that it's 100% for every single thing, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know what your question is, Mr. Davis. So if you want to type your question again, I'll answer it. But I mean, if it's like a small business and you can't afford to pay the person, clearly it's not unethical, in my opinion, because it's a small business. They don't have the money. Microsoft has the money to pay everybody, but they have the shareholders that they have to also profits, you know? So therefore you gotta cut weight, you know? But a small business, like if they have to fire someone or if they have to let go of someone because they can't afford it, yeah, then that's not, in my opinion, that's not unethical, you know? Isn't it a high moral standard to do periodic layoff round offs? That kills morale and productivity. Yeah, once again, it can be seen that. It can be seen. Another thing that can be seen as unethical is someone moving for a job and then getting fired, getting laid off. That could be viewed as unethical. That is not, I don't think people think that that's right, to move, to apply for a job, move to California, move to Seattle, move somewhere, then get laid off like a month later or 2 months later or a year later. That, to me, I think many people will think that that's not fair, that's unethical, that shouldn't be right. That's not a good, like, high moral standing, like, to do stuff like that. So once again, it's subjective, and if you feel that certain way about Microsoft or about Nintendo, some people think, I don't know, raising the prices is unethical. Like, people have their opinions on everything, you know? So yeah. But I don't think that was a silly question, Psychopie. Nintendo Discourse is dead. It's only slop channels like Mario, Bing Bing Wahoo. What? What did he say? He said Nintendo Discourse is dead. It's only slop channels like Mario, Bing Bing Wahoo. What does that? What does that mean? Bing Bing Wahoo. Ooh ee ooh ah ah tang tang wow wow bing bing. Ooh ee ooh ah ah tang tang wow wow bing bing. Remember that song? It's only ooh ee ooh ah ah tang tang wow wow bing bing. It's only those Quagmire channels that be doing those are like ah ah ah, and are just freaking out and spazzing about everything, just come flying off the rails dressed up in stupid ass banana suits and stuff. It's only those like ooh ee ooh ah ah tang tang. Well, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Walla walla bing bang, like weirdo channels that be doing stupid stuff like that. That's I don't know what he was trying to say, but I spun it into my own joke. I have no, I don't think I know what he was trying to say, but that's actually funny. Oh no, not the Witch Doctor song. Yeah, the Dr. Mario Game Boy. Yeah, the Dr. Mario. But that's like a real song though. That's like an actual like real song, you know. Bing Bing Wahoo is an old 4chan insult for anything Nintendo. Oh, haven't heard that term. Oh, Bing Bing Wahoo. I didn't know. I didn't know it was like an old Nintendo. Bing Bing Wahoo. Okay, shoutouts. I'd love to see Nintendo do some stuff with dormant franchises this time around. Of course, with the main ones being the ones that carried Switch, some healthy, see some healthy Nintendo games. Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it'd be great to see like Star Fox come back. Obviously, F-Zero come back, Golden Sun, all those. It'd be cool if all those came back for sure. It's supposed to be the sound of coins, and then Mario saying "Wahoo." Bing. Oh, it's like like the ling, like okay, yeah, like the little coin sound. Bing 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 bing. Is it bing or is like I don't know what I used to say when I was younger, how I used to say it, but yeah, bing 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 wahoo. Here we go, wahoo. Mario, bing bing, bing bing wahoo. Felipe, you hurt me. I gotta read it. Nintendo Discourse is dead. It's only slop channels and Mario Bing Bing Wahoo channels. Shoutouts. Let's see here. I don't know why Nintendo is still being restrictive on Switch 2 dev kits. Nintendo even encouraging dev kits to make Switch 1 games. Just something that you just read from Digital Foundry. So, if I were you, I would look at the games that are coming out and the games that are actually coming out, like when it comes to Switch 2. And like which developers don't have dev kits? Microsoft, Square Enix, obviously Sony. probably has one too. Like they, they all have dev kits. So until we actually get some names or anything, so I don't know that you say I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know what devs have dev kits or not. A lot of the devs that we play their games, they all have dev kits. So I think that's one of those things that it'll work itself out in time, Sabo. If I were you, I wouldn't get too riled up about it or look at what Digital Foundry all that is saying. Like, look at the games that are actually coming. Silk Song is coming. Daemon X Machina is coming. Trails in the Sky is coming. Persona 3 is coming. Like, all these games from these big publishers and developers are all coming. So it's probably smaller indie developers that don't have it, and they're probably trying to curate so it's not just flooded with a bunch of stuff on the eShop overall. But most major publishers and developers have dev kits already. So if I were you, I'd look at the games that are actually coming out, and that type of stuff works its way out as time goes on.
I haven't played any JRPGs outside of Pokemon Expedition 33.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if you have any recommendations on the first few games to start playing to get into the genre?
Yeah, check out my top.
Surprise me with one of your fave songs from a JRPG.
Yeah, I would say check out my top 25. So Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Shin Megami Tensei 5, those are all good places as well. Pokemon Legends ZA is coming out, so that's obviously good. Trails in the Sky has a demo, so if you want to try that JRPG out as well. But if you want more recommendations, check out my top 25 Nintendo Switch RPGs as well. So yeah. Yeah, Ubisoft definitely has a dev kit. So Ubisoft has a dev kit. So when people say that, I don't know why Nintendo's still being restrictive and they're all this, it's just from what Digital Foundry said, and that's fine. But we don't know who it is, and a lot of the developers that you guys like have dev kits. Like I said, I don't know if you guys like Ubisoft, but a lot of the big developers, Ubisoft, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, Koei Tecmo, Atlas, they all have kits. Obviously, smaller devs have kits too, so I think it's just a lot of indie developers here and there. And maybe some major studios, but we don't know. There's no that, so there's really not any reason rushing to streams and not even saying hi, Sabo. Not even saying like, yo, what up? I don't know if you've been here or not, but not even saying like, what up or anything like that, and rushing to say, I don't know why they're doing this. First of all, one, I can't do anything about it. And two, we don't even know who it is. So just enjoy the games that are coming out and let the things play out. Stop letting people outrage you about something that you don't even know about. Like, we don't even know about dev kits. Nobody even speaks about dev kits before now. It's just like a Nintendo thing now all of a sudden. So stop letting people outrage you about that and enjoy the actual third-party games that are coming out. That would be my advice instead of being outraged by Digital Foundry or getting outraged by them. There's no point, man. Don't worry about it. It will get fixed when it gets fixed. More developers will get dev kits. More third-party games will be announced. So stop worrying about it. Let them deal with it. Let Nintendo and third-party developers deal with it. But us getting angry and getting outraged isn't going to all of a sudden make them go, oh my God, we heard them. All right, give them dev kits. That's not going to make them do anything. Like, they will get them when they get them. And I don't know who's asking for it. I don't know what games they're making. So don't let people outrage you, man. Just enjoy the games that are coming out. And if there's next year comes and there's no third-party games and developers have nothing, then sure, get outraged. Get upset, get mad. But don't let Digital Foundry rage bait you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the games that are actually coming out. Like, don't let them do that. Shout out to Dane. Thank you for the $3 though, man. Let me get some music though for you from a JRPG that I like. I like Skies of Arcadia. Skies of Arcadia. So battle theme. Yeah, I'm playing Trails game. I bought Not Being Angry at All. I'm enjoying my games right now. There you go. Switch to, I think you meant dev kit restrictions arc is silly. Yeah, the dev kit restriction arc is probably going to happen till... I'm going to foresee the arc... It's going to slow down in about 2 weeks. Because in about 2 weeks, the Nintendo Direct is going to happen. So once more third-party games gets announced and more developers clearly have dev kits because of the what's it called? Because of the third-party or because of the Direct, then all of a sudden it will slow down. And then later... there'll be more developers that complain that they don't have dev kits, so then it'll come right back again. So it's going to be a seesawing thing for the next 2 to 3 years. But like I said, don't let Digital Foundry rage bait you into jumping into other streams. Like, if you feel that's a problem, that's cool. Like, I talked about it on Twitter. I don't know more about it, though, so I'm not going to let people rage bait me. I don't know who does, who doesn't. Nate the Hate said it as well, but I'm not going to get mad at that. I don't know who has one and who doesn't. The people that I like that makes games, they all have one. And there's no... actual developers that have said this, right? There's no big developers that I know of that have said it. There's no indie developers that I know of that have said it. So what is there to get angry at? Like what's that gonna do? You know, just Now, if you're not getting certain games that you like and you think that it's because they don't have a dev kit, then okay, sure. But what games are those? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are those games? You know? So, you know, don't know what to tell you. Let's see here. I'm sorry, LJ. How are you? How you doing? Well, I wasn't outraged, just curious. You sound a bit outraged. At least your comment was, because it's the first thing that you just said when you came in here. You didn't even say what up. So usually when you're outraged, that's usually what happens in normal greeting. For example, no offense, I'm gonna go psychoanalysis communication with you. Although online communication with video games is very different. But if you were to just walk up to somebody at work or walk up to somebody and just say that you have a problem with something right off the top before you even say, hey, what up, man? How you doing? They would probably think that, hey, what's wrong? You're kind of upset. You're outraged about something. You're clearly upset about something, you know, because you didn't even say what up. You just said, you went right into what you wanted, like without even saying, yo, what's up, man? You know, so usually that's what it is. Now, once again, a video game setting, online, talking to someone is not the same as communication there. But usually, when you have a one-on-one stream where somebody is actually talking to someone, like one-on-one with people, like I'm doing here, usually like a what up would be the first thing. But if you're upset about something, you might just skip that and you might just go right into what you're upset about or what you want to talk about, you know? So that's the reason why I said that. Now, if you weren't, that's cool, but I'm just giving you the reason why I said that. It's my stupid communication brain, my college brain working right now. But if that's not the case, bro, it's all good, you know? It's all good. But anyway, getting back to what you said, Sabo, getting back to that. Yeah. I don't know if you're going to let these people rage bait you or let you get upset with those, like, you know, whatever it is. But if there's any third-party games that you're looking forward to this year, you can just play those games and you can enjoy that, you know? I wouldn't really get too upset or too worried about dev kits because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And once again, we don't know what developers said that to Digital Foundry. We don't know what developers said that to Nate. I don't know which ones. A lot of the developers that I like are making games on there. So this whole dev kit arc that I've had to address 3 or 4 times down on stream, it doesn't move me. I'm not moved right now. You know, I gotta see Atlas not making games. I gotta see Square Enix not making games. I gotta see Capcom not making games. I gotta see Sega not making games. Like, I gotta see the devs that I like not making them for me to be like, all right, hold up, what's going on here? I mean, not just random anonymous indie developers from that Digital Foundry spoke to at a game show or at a game event in Germany. Like, that doesn't move me. That doesn't get me all salty or upset or bothered right now. You know? So let's see here. Player says Mario Kart World Dead Arc felt like it's come and gone. The Dead Arc, well, yeah, because it keeps on selling the best in like multiple countries. So it once again was the #1 game sold in the UK of all places, which obviously has a much bigger PlayStation fan base. But somehow Mario Kart World is selling better than a lot of the games over there. Also, it's selling the best in Japan as well. So I think the sales numbers are starting to come out and show that Mario Kart World is still selling. People are still buying that bundle and all that. So, and buying the game. So yeah. Mario Kart World is dead. Never had traction because as soon as you got on Mario Kart World, you could tell it's not dead. Yeah, there's games to like. You can find people playing. You know what game is dead though? Kirby Fighters 2. I tried to play Kirby Fighters 2 online. I could not find a match. Like, I tried for like a good 20 to 30 minutes. I could not find a single match. Like, one time I got paired with 3 people, and like, you need 4 people for a match, and we couldn't. It literally disconnected on me and like errored like three times at least because I could not find a match. So I mean, I think that game is dead. So yeah, I think that game is potential. That game is probably dead. Because I could not find more than 3 people online in the evening yesterday. Like, it wasn't even like, it was like early morning. It was like 5 o'clock or something, like 5 or 6 o'clock. I could not find anybody playing the game. There was 3 people. And then we could not find a 4th person, so it disconnected multiple times. So, one time I couldn't even find anybody. There was like, literally, it just couldn't find a single person. So Drag and Drive probably won't last too long. I think Drag and Drive will last longer because it's $20 and because it's Switch 2. So I think right now, and it's unique, so you're gonna get a certain sect of people that are playing. But yeah, I doubt it's gonna be like a big, massive game. But I think you'll probably find people playing that game, you know, all the way throughout the generation. you'll be able to find games. I think it'll do well enough at least. I don't think Kirby Fighters 2 did well enough for people to even play it like that. Like how the Prove Mario Kart World Dead game was silly. Getting paired with same person online doesn't mean the game is dead. Usually pairings, when it comes down to it, is like it's regional. But sometimes you can have people that aren't regional. But that's for better connections. That's what like good matchmaking does. Yeah, Dragon Drive is like a very niche game, so there'll be like a niche hardcore group of like 1,000 people that probably want to just play that game all the time, you know? Not a big audience, but still like a small dedicated audience, like ARMS. ARMS had a small but dedicated audience, but ARMS is probably going to sell way better than Dragon Drive, so. I think the Hentai Bunny Girls didn't get dev kits and are very upset. Hentai Bunny Girls. Maybe some of the obviously it's a lot of indie developers, but the Digital Foundry did mention like also some major or bigger developers, so I'd be interested to see who that is, you know. Probably some Western developers because it's in Germany, so probably some major Western developers. And yeah, I think if you look at Nintendo's whatever who they their partners showcase, there's probably some major Western developers missing. So, but I'm not sure who, but there's probably some that I'm not thinking of right now, you know. So yeah, probably something I'm not thinking about. All right, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button yet, guys, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. We are out here tonight, so I appreciate you guys. We do have about 10 minutes or so left on the stream. So if you wanted to get in any last second when it comes to music requests, you can get those in. If you drop a dono, get those in if you want to or not. Also, I'll be answering more questions, so if you have your questions, like last-minute questions you want to get in or whatever the case is, you can also get that in, too. I'd also like to plug my most recent video where I talked about the no new consoles, the situation with Square Enix. How Square Enix players, or Square Enix says players, or more like Yoshi P, says players don't want new systems. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna talk about that as well. We're gonna talk about discuss different stuff. Talk about all that good stuff, man. You know what the funniest thing? I made a video that says Square Enix's players do not want new systems, and then somebody made a video saying Square Enix is wrong about new systems. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, check out my most recent video where I talk about that. Let's see, Konami is the only major one I can think of with no Switch 2 games announced. Konami has a dev kit, though, because they did release a Switch 2 game. They released, what's it called? Survival Kids? I think that's Konami. So they definitely have a dev kit. They don't have a major game out right now, but they definitely have a dev kit. And Nintendo also put them on their publishing partners list. Konami's on the list. So there's about 32 partners that I saw. So yeah. So yeah, I counted about 30. They said a sampling. So I counted 505 Games, Activision, Arc System Works, Atlas, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Capcom, Codemasters, EA, From Software, Frozen Byte, Game Trust, Grasshopper Manufacturer, Gung Ho, Hamster, Inti Creates, Koei Tecmo, Konami, Level 5, Marvelous, Maximum Games, Nippon Ichi Software, another person I can't tell, Square Enix, Spike Chunsoft, Sega, Platinum Games, Party Bit, Take-Two, Telltale, THQ Nordic, Tokyo RPG Factory, that's kind of Square Enix, TT Games, Ubisoft, Warner Bros., WWise, Autodesk, DNA, Epic Games, Fmod, Unity, Silicon Studio, Havoc. So I mean, there's a number of different people. There's a number of different ones. So yeah, there's probably some in there that we're missing or that whatever the case is. I don't trust Konami to make anything quality at all right now unless development is completely outsourced. Don't trust Konami to make anything good. Well, we'll see. Let's see here. We need that Deca Police Switch 2 announcement. I mean, Deca Police isn't until next year, so in my opinion, like, they can wait for that. They don't have to announce it right now. But I mean, if they announce that at the next Nintendo Direct, that'd be lit. Deca Police was first announced at a Nintendo Direct, so that'd also be good too. So, but yeah, I mean, it would be great if Deca Police was like re-announced on the Switch 2. That'd be great. But it's not coming until next year, and there's going to be an anime and all that. So I think they're probably going to want to put everything together for that. So yeah. They're probably going to want to put everything together for that one. Prediction for Super Mario Bros. 40th Anniversary Direct. Just Dance Super Mario Bros. Been playing Hollow Knight for the first time. Took me a while to get the hang of it, but I'm enjoying it now. How long did it take for everyone to finish it? Depends on how much content you do in the game. But yeah, it can take anywhere from like 20 hours or less. Some people can finish it faster. Take up to 40, 50, 60 hours to beat everything. So, Professor Layton's coming. Did you watch Peacemaker Season 2 premiere? No, I haven't even seen Peacemaker Season 1, so maybe I need to watch that. So yeah. I think you can still probably find matches in Splatoon though. Splatoon 2 though, right? Like if you go online and try to play, you can probably still find matches though, right? So yeah. Yep. Do you consider iPhone a console? I ask because I have a friend who believes it is. Your friend's an idiot. iPhone's not a console, it's a phone. Sorry, that sounded weird. No, your friend made it idiotic. Your friend is thinking idiotically. Your friend's not an actual idiot. But they're thinking idiotically. No, an iPhone's not a console. Does it have cons? Can you make it and try to play it like a console? Can it do some things like it? Sure. But is it a console? No. It's not a console. It doesn't function like a console. It doesn't have things like a console. No, it's not a console. It's not an actual console. And Apple doesn't treat it as a console. It is a phone. It is a phone. It is not a console. Is it counted in the console sales numbers? No. The console sales are even dude, they might not even count the iPhone sales numbers in the actual sales numbers for games. You know? So no, that's not it's not a console. Peacemaker is actually really good. I would recommend. Where can you watch Peacemaker at? Where can you watch it at? Where can you watch the Peacemaker? But OJ, it has Apple Arcade. It's a console. Apple Arcade is a software application. That is a app to where you can buy things. You know? That doesn't mean it's a console. HBO Max. Damn, I had HBO Max for a while. My wife wanted it, and I bought it for her. And then I ended up getting rid of it because she was never watching it. So yeah. So yeah. If someone told me that they're a gamer because they play games on their iPhone, I'm going to have to slap them. I mean, can you be a gamer because you play video games on your iPhone, sure. Being a gamer isn't tied to a console. I don't think being a gamer is tied to a console. That's not the definition of a gamer. Definition of a gamer is somebody who frequently enjoys and loves playing video games. That's somebody that's a gamer. So yeah, you can play games on lots of different things. Now you can have a different sub-things like a hardcore gamer or a console gamer or a PC gamer or a Nintendo gamer. Like you can have other things, but like to me, it's not a console. But you can be a gamer and you play iPhone. I mean, if you play your iPhone all day or you love iPhone games and you're addicted, I mean, you could be a gamer in your own right, but just maybe not, obviously not a hardcore gamer, not a console gamer, you know? So yeah. But yeah, it's all good. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. We are just about wrapping up here, guys. So I think we can go ahead and end out on that. I want to say thank you to everybody who dropped the combo breakers. We will be back tomorrow, back better than ever, rocking it once again, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. So I'm excited for that, man. I am looking forward to talking about a lot of different topics. I don't know what my video for tomorrow is going to be. I'll think of something. I'll probably talk about Silksong again, since you guys like my first video that I did on that. So I'll probably talk about that. Maybe the Nintendo stuff, Twilight Princess, Zelda, certain things like that. So we'll probably go over a lot of different things when it comes to that. So for tomorrow's video. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for coming out to tonight's stream. Thank you guys for being awesome. I love you guys so much. Yeah, check out my most recent video. If you have not seen it, watch it. It is good. I talk about the Square Enix situation with consoles, how players do not want new systems. So check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Check out that video, and if you haven't seen that video, watch my most recent video. Talk about Kirby Air Riders and other things like that too. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. I will see you guys for the next one. All right, peace out, homies. Love y'all. Oh, and big love, I want to just say big love to Clabby, big love to Dane, big love to Roggy, big love to Justin, big love to Dane, big love to everybody that dropped donos, GS, and big love to all the elite ninjas. And shout outs to everybody here that came, and even if you're not elite, everybody, all the ninjas, all the elites, everybody, thank you guys so much for your donos, thank you guys so much for your support, thank you guys so much for your comments. Everybody here, you guys are all goated, seriously. All right, guys. All right, now I'm good. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, not bright and early. I'll just see you guys tomorrow. The next day, we'll be bright and early for the Pokemon Legends Mega Reveal. So I'll be bright and early for that. 6 a.m. So, all right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.